with googly eyes on his hat and a flying V violin, just playing violin. But it's like it looks like a fucking spaceship. The violin does.
Well, you know, Kevin Lear needed a girlfriend, so.
Bro,
Yeah.
he's killing this. He's playing video game music too.
Nice. Wait, wrestling? What?
No,
Wrestling
no,
with video game music?
no. I'm just looking through like the main, like the featured streams, right, on the main page of Twitch.
Okay.
The first one I was on was wrestling, then the second was Monster Hunter World, and this one's a dude dressed like Mario, playing video game music on an electric violin. It's pretty
Yeah,
dope.
pretty cool.
Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise.
That was the wrestling match I was
There, no
watching.
doubt.
Yeah.
Guy on Twitch called Ortopilot who does some pretty good music. You know, he has like,
Dude, his violin he's got a harness, so his violin just stays attached to his shoulder. He doesn't have his hands on it, but it's just like sticking out like a violin should.
Barker is extra loud tonight for some reason.
Emma?
I don't know. I had to put you down a bit.
My bad.
No, I have a bit of a headache, so anything will.
Dude just gifted a bunch of subs out.
So that Zomboid. We're in Zomboid
Chris
mode.
hasn't even been playing.
not Chris.
Well, it's the loudness. It's like
Ah.
seems like a game that stimulates a bit of shouting.
Oh.
There's a guy just wearing Houston Oilers gear, commentating on the Buffalo New England game. The game's not even on. It's just him sitting here in a room full of like collectible memorabilia, commenting on the game.
He's watching it, but you're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is going to be as much of a resource hog, because I'm not hosting it, but I'm still looking at the table with all the stuff on it. Yeah, hang on a second. AFK.
There's
Definitely gonna use less resources.
There's a lot of people just playing music on Twitch now.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's a big thing. A lot of the RP stuff too that is going on with like no pixel. There's a lot of people like even creating music on just
Bro,
for that.
This guy's playing some chill ass guitar music.
Grand Pooh Bear, Johnny LaQuasto, and Heal something.
Okay, Professor, you're at the top of the initiative.
4 stars.
All right.
Where we last left off, you were battling the Crypt Guardian, the icy sanctuary guardian, levitating high in the air, swinging his enormous blade of ice. The entire room is just pulsing with arctic cold. Every time you take a breath, you feel your lungs freezing.
All right. Well, I'm
Trying
gonna
out
use
those
my
hard pineapple
action
soda.
to use Fiendish Vigor. Get myself some temporary hit points here.
I could use some of those.
And I got 6.
Nice. It's
Is
a
it
decent
running well
amount.
Is it running well for everyone?
Yeah, so far. I'll let you know if I get a major lag spike. I mean, I almost always say something like, lag.
Yeah. Well, I just want to see like if we can. Is the dropping? You know, people disconnecting and all that.
Yes. Disconnects, lag spikes.
All right.
So far, so good.
I have to restart my PC real quick, but you know, I'm last anyways.
Mm-hmm. Next to last. Sanctuary Guardian goes last.
Oh, jeez. We're really crowded in here.
Yeah.
You can stand
This
on those
is-
tombs. It's just 10 feet of movement to get up on one.
The red square's double movement.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like 15 feet of movement to get up on the coffin.
What's the red square?
That actually isn't bad.
It's the spell the dude cast to like explode the ground and make it rough terrain.
Yep. It's all rubble.
Okay. I don't think there's much I can do with a bonus action, and I believe I was trying to read up the ruling on it, but Fiendish Vigor, even though it's an invocation, it counts as casting a spell, so I don't think I can bonus action spell cast.
You can if it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
So
I
many
don't really-
people in chat saying ugly. This is bad. Stop.
On what?
Amaranth?
Yeah, it popped up. So I was like, what the fuck?
Amaranth is so ugly. Stop it. Stop being so
Yeah.
ugly, Amaranth.
Pokemon's playing Among Us.
I think I'm just gonna hold here. Like I said, I can't do much with a bonus
I'm back.
action.
Welcome back.
So glitch.
Someone go tell Amaranth she's got 11,000 less viewers than Pokimane.
All right, Potato, you really have to close Amaranth and focus on the game. It's your turn.
All right, y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Close the OnlyFans.
I got a heal planned because, well, this dude like low health and shit. Like he needs it. So Or
I
do you
didn't
have
even realize we were playing.
You got a
I was
potion?
cooking dinner.
Somebody a little bloody.
you got a
Joe was
potion?
like, I didn't realize we were playing. I'm cooking dinner. Joe, I love you.
Oh, fuck. Hey, Dr. Absforth,
Yo.
do you have a potion or anything? I think I'm about
Yes.
to layeth my hands upon you.
I didn't want to forget, so I wrote it down on my notes. But I drank a potion of spider climb on my last turn.
Casimir, healthy, full health.
I do have a potion, yes.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know that, I guess. Unless
True.
you're asking me in game.
Yeah. So, hey, you're looking a little bloody. You need one of these potions?
You see several hanging from my belt.
So now I know.
One of them being a healing potion.
What's the red square? Is that the
The Sanctuary Garden cast the spell Erupting Earth, which caused all the ground underneath everybody's feet to just literally explode into shrapnel of flying stone, leaving the ground where it previously was flagstones of flat stone, now is just a very rough rubble patch that's difficult to walk across, so it's all rough terrain.
For now, until I mold earth. Alright.
I think you can do individual 5-foot sections with Mold Earth.
I could, yes.
Send me a heal.
Where are you? 40. You happen to have potions on your belt that I can see, Morcan?
Oh yeah, when I'm focused on attacking.
I mean, like, the only one that I have would be Cure Wounds. Because I have Healing something. Oh, Healing Word, I mean. And that only does 1d4 plus my spellcasting. So,
Right.
it better off if I just try
Yeah,
to hit.
if you have something better, do it.
So last time you said, Ninja, that we had we heard a noise coming from above us at some point.
Yes.
Would I be able to somewhat pinpoint that general area?
You said he was
You
on the
use-
ceiling.
If you use your action to make a perception check, maybe.
Yeah, I can only be incredibly vague unless you have like a
Yeah, you
really
said
good
he was
roll.
on the ceiling.
You know, the sound of the spell casting came from above you. It wasn't actually the Sanctuary Guardian, it was Lord Gareth casting the spell.
Yeah. Well, I was planning on starting casting my freaking fairy fire on the roof until I hit the motherfucker so we can see his ass.
Yeah, it's got a AoE sort of splash, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a 20-foot cube.
So you just have to pick a section and hope you're there.
That's what I'm saying. When you said like above us, I guess I can roll for it if you want me to, but I was wondering if it's like close above us or like far above us because you'd be able to kind of like tell the distance of a voice.
It's probably, I don't know, I think I said the ceilings are 30 feet high here, so it'd be at least 30 feet up.
Come on, Chick-fil-A.
Well, then, I guess what I want to do is
But anytime you're trying to hit an invisible enemy, it's always a bit of a guessing game.
Yeah.
You just have to sort of pick a spot. If you've got a big AoE, that gives you a good shot of hitting him. Fairy Fire's a 20-foot cube. You could fit about 6 of those in this room. So you're going to aim at the ceiling, put a 20-foot cube of Fairy Fire right there.
Yep.
Okay,
Does that take a chart, or is that a cantrip for you?
first level.
Level 1 spell.
Does that include the box I'm in, like the line there?
It's on the roof.
Yeah, as long as you're not 15 feet in the air, it's not going to touch you.
I wouldn't touch them anyways because it's inside the box. 5, 10, 20.
Does that work on everyone or just targets?
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range.
I don't have
Outlined
any-
in blue, green, or violet light.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
drink your Corona through the lime?
I do.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
You're supposed to squeeze it in there and then.
It was squeezed in there. I just made them big enough that they can wedge in there. So I get lime in every swip.
Seems wild. Sorry to interrupt.
You put the lime in the coconut?
He likes to
You
suck
drink
on
it
that
all
lime.
up.
I'm drinking both
Get,
together.
get its juices out.
Okay. Unfortunately, your spell touches nothing.
Ha.
He was
Where
not
did
in
you
that
have
space.
Here? Okay.
Yep.
So you know that Lord Gareth is not currently in that box.
Probably along the walls.
Not currently.
Let's see.
That's an idea.
I have some spells I might want to use.
Wait till I get Fireball. I'm gonna hit that motherfucker so hard.
I know the feeling.
More than a feeling.
Yeah.
More than a feeling.
Oh, that's
Been a
cool,
couple
he's not-
weeks. We getting back into the groove.
Alright, is it my turn?
I think so.
I'm gonna take a potion off my belt and drink it. The greater healing potion is 44 plus 4, correct?
Yeah.
I can't place it. Hold on.
Almost max, that's pretty good.
What was this counter for here?
I whisper to Absworth, watch out. Don't step on me.
I think that's blessed duration.
Oh, all right. I should mark that.
That's his haste duration.
One of them's bless. Yeah. Who's clicking the? I'm clicking the counter. Yeah.
This red one's haste for crit.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of the bless, but
Okay.
I'm not keeping track of the top counter. Wait, I guess I
Also,
could.
one of these is. I was about to say one of these was Razor's haste, maybe, but that probably wore off. Yeah, I think that one wore off.
Wait, did I have haste?
I put haste on you when we were in this room, but I think we waited too long to go in, and it wore off on both of us, me and you both. Okay, I'm gonna, after drinking the potion, I'm gonna smack my lips like it was a tasty beverage, and then I'm gonna throw the bottle down on the ground, say mitzvah, and then point at the statue sanctuary guardian and say, you just think you're cool, and I cast it insinuation.
Mm.
The DC 15 wisdom save.
All right. The insinuation. He fails.
Alright, he is incapacitated and takes 4 psychic damage. He gets that save at the end of every single one of his turns.
What happens if we attack him?
Nothing until he makes a save. Oh, wait, let me see if it. At the end of each of his turns, makes DC to make a psychic on 6. Yeah, it doesn't say he gets to make more saves if he takes damage. So
Is that a real spell? Because it's saying deprecated. Unearthed Arcana 66.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I found it on a spell
He has
list.
been using it the whole campaign though.
Here's the link. Yeah, I guess if you want me to change that spell out for something else, I will. Since
What
it's
spell?
Unearthed Arcana. Insinuation. But like I said, if you want me to not use it because it's Unearthed Arcana, I can switch it out for something else in my another spell for my spell list.
Incapacitation sounds OP as fuck, though.
No worries. It is pretty strong. That's how
Just
we beat
knocks him
those
on the
edges.
ground, right?
Well,
I
they
wish
can't
we
do
could
anything.
just banish him.
Yeah, it's won us a lot of fights. That spell by itself, it's nuts.
Let's send him to the world of fire.
Ninja, if you want me to pick another spell, I will, and I'll do something else in this turn. If you think that's too broken.
I just need to research this a little bit.
Not gonna hurt my feelings. I got it off the D&D 5th edition community wiki.
The general opinion was that Tasha's Hideous Laughter filled this role already. This was just stronger in every aspect and much too strong for a first level spell.
Okay, well, I also have Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Let's see. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with intelligence score of 4 or less can't be affected. The end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make a wisdom saving throw. The target has advantages if triggered by damage. On a success, the spell ends. I mean, you can just switch it out and say I casted Tasha's if you want, and I'll find another spell to fill that slot.
Sounds like
Yeah.
the same spell.
Yeah, except for it doesn't do damage.
Tasha's doesn't do damage, and the other spell doesn't have a save on damage trigger.
Yeah, definitely get rid of that other spell. That spell's no good.
Okay, I also have this spell that comes from the same website. Do you want to check those? I put it in D&D chat. If you want me to change that one too, I will.
Yeah, let's not use any of these weird UA spells.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that one's definitely a UA spell. Those things are wicked unbalanced sometimes.
They're OP.
No worries. I'll switch it out. Just say I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
I mean, it's playtest material. That's what it is.
When you play a game and they have a new character that comes out, they're a little OP until they nerf everything.
It's more
To
like
put them in the right bracket.
Unearthed Arcana is like their beta for before it becomes official.
Yeah, you just test it out, you know.
Some Unearthed
retest it.
Arcana spells have been released in official text, but some get left because it's like
It's
broken.
all good, bro.
It sounds like Tasha's is the same thing without the damage, so. I mean, the incapacitation is what you want from that spell, right?
It's still got the incapacitation, but it says a creature with intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not going to count here. He's got an int of 12.
Because dumb creatures wouldn't understand a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Your mama's so fat.
What's a mama?
Huh? Mama?
He's hovering, so he can't be knocked prone. I don't think that's going to work either. But we will say he is incapacitated, so he doesn't get an action or a reaction until he can make the save.
Which he gets advantage on if he takes damage. And
Okay.
He can take a save anytime he takes damage. Alright, well let's see what I need to switch it with then.
But I have to anyways.
Was the bear frightened and the pig frightened? I don't remember who was all frightened.
Everyone? The room is causing frighten.
Somebody was
We did a
caused.
save for
Somebody
it.
was
No,
frightened.
the bear did save.
Okay, the bear saved. I don't know if the pig saved or not.
We all was frightened.
I would just say the pig didn't save. It's fine. I gotta pull up the pig's character sheet. Oh, I got my bag of tricks in today.
Like the delicious children's cereal.
What, the card things?
It's called
Like
a
the
stat
actual-
block.
Huh?
It's called a stat block, not a character sheet. Character sheets include background information on the character.
I
Stat
didn't
blocks
see.
just have stats.
I
Got
got
it.
my my bag of tricks thing in today.
No, you said I need to find the pig's character sheet.
He said
Unless
that's
you
stat block.
unless you
block.
have background information
sorry.
on that, that
Sorry.
pig's origin story.
I didn't realize that was what you were
It's
talking
bad.
Can I
about.
take a spell from the Strixhaven source material?
Sure. Yeah, Strixhaven's an official book, I think.
We'll let it slide this time.
Alright, well,
Anyways.
that's my whole turn. I'm done with my turn, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that, Parker. It's just UA
No,
is
it's
just
okay. Look, I understand. I'm not upset at all.
How good this camera is. I won't be able to see though.
I didn't make notes about that fear. Do you guys recall like the specifics of what I said about how cold the room was and why it's causing fear? I think it increased to 2d6, right?
He did a spell. He did something and went over there and activated it. And frightened, unless you made your save, which I think I was literally the only person that did.
Yep.
You couldn't advance. You got the frightened status because it was so fucking cold.
Gotcha.
Literally
wasn't
just
frightened.
because it was so fucking cold.
All right.
But I wasn't in the side of it. I was behind the wall.
Okay, so the only effect will be the increased damage per turn.
I thought
Okay.
it was his presence or something.
What's the save for the frighten?
He flew up into the air and glowed.
It was a
Remember?
once-off.
Was it-
You already made the save, so don't worry about it.
15.
No,
con
I
save.
failed it.
Did you? All right, well. 15?
Everybody but Barker did, so like we're all frightened. I was just wondering, is there something we can do every turn to like try and remove it? Cause
Yeah, you can make the save each turn.
I think it's a DC 15 con save.
sounds about right.
Are you done, Barker? Or are you moving? Still?
Yeah, no, I said my turn was done. Sorry.
All right. It's Lord Garrett.
Let's find out where these attacks are coming from, Gage.
Yep, I will once I'm not terrified of everything in here.
Everything is so terrifying.
Hey, I
Hmm.
got the bag of tricks that I was saying. It has like 9 different bag of tricks with different colors and different monsters on them. I got that in today. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, there's new bags too, options.
He's got spells, and I'm looking at his spell list, so bear with me a moment.
No worries. First 3 turns only took what, like 30 minutes? We're getting back in. Nobody remembers what the hell's going on, really. You know, gotta get back into the fight.
We were
He's
there.
not going to cast that. His spell list isn't very useful for this fight.
Perfect.
He's not going to cast his flaming sphere in an
Well,
icy
I mean,
room.
he is a bard. Yeah. No offense, Joe.
Fire and ice.
I haven't done shit this whole fight. I've kind of just
I haven't either, man.
tried to get into the room.
I'm scared. Same.
Yeah,
I was
bear.
blocked
Walk
by
into the room.
a lot of stuff there. Yeah. It was like trying to wade through lava to get 10 feet in the door.
Okay, so I replaced
I got it.
insinuation with a spell called Silvery Barbs, and I replaced Puppet with Find Familiar.
Useful.
And I was wondering, can I make the owl from Find Familiar a raven?
I think so.
Just-
Yeah, that's one of the
just-
default animals.
Yeah, just with the stat block of the owl, just as a raven instead.
Well, there's actually a raven stat block.
Yeah, but I like what the owl does. It can fly in, give me help action, and then fly out without taking an attack of opportunity because it has flyby.
If you want an owl, I'll take an owl.
Fuck. Okay.
If you got some sort of illusion magic, you can turn it into a raven, I guess.
Oh, I should have a better AC. Oh, actually, does it increase my AC once I get? Oh no. Oh, you don't gain an initiative bonus with haste, huh?
Maybe not. You used to. 3rd edition, though. All right. Gareth is going to do two things. He's going to move. He's going to activate a magic item. He's going to drink a potion. So, Chris, it's your turn. What do you do?
The bear is not. The bear did succeed the fear, but I did fail it. The bear will move and attack.
Nice. Are they?
The Sanctuary Guardian levitates above
Yeah.
this patch of icy
I told
cold.
you, bro. Like, they had 2 giant tents set up and stuff. Like, they're throwing down.
Is that right?
I walked over there when that dog. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying your bear will have to like probably rear up to attack because he's floating in the air.
I can see up your nose, Potato.
Can it reach? It's a large creature.
Yeah,
You know, stick my finger.
but you know how bears are. They have to get up on their hind legs and swipe in the
yeah,
air.
yeah. So it's 2 attack. Give me a second. I thought I had this set up.
Thanks, bro.
First attack. He misses with a.
take a nail
Well,
if there's one
actually,
in there.
does he has advantage since the guy is immobilized?
Nope.
Okay.
Incapacitated just says he can't take an action or a reaction.
Oh, but he has fairy fire on it though.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he did have fairy on him.
He's not in the pink square. That's where the fairy fire was.
No, but
Even if they go out of it, they're still highlighted. It's a
Yeah.
channel.
He was never in it.
he got hit like that was one of the thing he had at the beginning. No.
Yeah, I hit him like right off the bat.
Fairy fire's concentration. You would have had to give up the first one to cast the second one.
Ah,
Oh, so you canceled it.
okay. I didn't think about that.
14
You're
to
right.
hit.
14 does not hit and scrapes off his stone hard armor.
So I'll do my 2 attacks then. Because yeah. 24 to hit.
That hits. Not quite exceptional, but pretty close.
Yeah. 11 damage. 29 to hit. With 16, so a total of 27 damage.
27 damage. How many attacks does he get?
I get 2 attacks because I have aced. The bear has 2 attacks because he's a large creature.
He has multi-attack.
Yeah, multi-attack. One was a bite and one was a claw attack.
Oh, what is going on?
No, I'm having a little bit of spike. Okay, so with ace here, drinking a potion, is it a full action if I take it off of my my belt?
You can use a bonus
It's
action
an-
if you want.
Bonus action if it's on your quick slot.
Yeah, so I'll drink one my greater. You said it's 4d.
4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
I think
I
drinking
was
a potion
wrong.
would provoke an attack if he had a reaction, but he doesn't.
Did the vampire show himself? Is that what's happening?
He did nothing that revealed himself.
Okay.
He did a bunch of
Oh.
stuff, but I couldn't tell you about any of it.
Okay.
It's only d4s, huh, you said?
Yeah, 4d4s plus 4.
Don't worry, guys. I'll find him. Got another shot or two at this. Hey, if I have a level 2 spell, can I still cast a level 1 spell? Or, I'm sorry, spell slot. I have a level 2 spell slot, but I
Yes.
don't really want to cast level 2. Okay.
You can use your level 2
Well-
spell spot to use it.
Level 2 makes it bigger, doesn't it? For
Some
Fairy Fire?
It
No,
doesn't have
not
a
all
bigger
of them.
version.
You could use the slot, but it's kind of wasteful.
Yeah,
Well, it
I was
usually
wondering if it was
improves
a
the
thing,
effect
though.
of the level 1 spell.
yeah. But Fairy Fire doesn't have a level 2
Um,
version.
I will take cover behind the stone tomb in front of me. Okay.
Sarcophagus.
crouch. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You crouch down, gives you a little cover.
just in case
Okay.
that guy decides to shoot on me or something.
Mm.
And that will be it for me.
J-Dub, what do you do?
Here I am. I am going to run up the wall. How much health is? Oh, he's good. He's healthy. I thought he needed health. Oh well, I'm going to walk up the wall. 5, 10,
It's gonna jam out.
so 10 feet up. And then, actually, you said it's 30 feet tall?
Yep.
So I'm going to go up 20 feet and then move 10 feet to the right. So
Your
I wanna
spider
be-
climbing up the wall?
Yep.
All right.
And I am going to. Can't actually do any of those. So that would break my invisibility. Oh, but a bardic inspiration is a bonus action. It's an action. It's not a spell. I can use that, right? It says
you-
that can hear you within 60 feet.
So
Sure.
wouldn't you be speaking though?
It's not a spell,
Yeah,
though.
that would-
It's just an
That would
ability.
give away your position in a way. It might not break your invisibility, but
No, that's true. Yeah, if you're trying to stay hidden, you don't want to talk.
Okay, can I, since I'm right here by Morkan, if I'm 20 feet above him, he's what, 5 feet tall. I'm like 15 feet plus, so 20 feet from him. Can I do like a loud whisper to hear him, so he can try to hear me?
Sure.
Okay. I'll whisper to Morkan. You got this, buddy.
You got a friend in me.
Just keep fighting him. And the pig's frightened, so he can't go to the Sanctuary Guardian, right?
if he's frightened,
Mm.
you can't advance towards him.
You
can
gotta
try to
save
make
each
the
turn, though.
save.
DC 15 con.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay.
To do that.
Okay, so he'll get a con save. Do I get a con save too for mine?
DC 15.
Hmm.
Am I allowed to do mine, Ninja?
Yeah, everybody's allowed to do theirs on your turn.
Also, your
Yeah,
guardian gets a save if the bear did damage to him for incapacitated.
That's true. With advantage, I
this is
roll
for
a
the
6 or runaway dice.
And this is. And this one's for me.
Nah, he's still incapacitated.
I passed mine. I got 16.
Okay. Neither one of us passed. Cool. And that's my turn. Minx Brothers.
Let's go, Mix
Oh,
Brothers.
oh, I'm
let's
sorry
go.
for my action. Sorry for my action. I wanted to listen, prepare an action to listen for where, or try to look and see or listen, perception for where the guy is.
So, it requires an action to do an active perception check. Otherwise, you have to rely on your passive.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
hasn't
that's
used his action yet, so
I used a bonus action and I walked, and the pig did a save and I did a save.
All right, roll it. And then I'll contest that against my stealthiness.
Well, I meant whenever he does something next.
he's going to use the roll you make now for that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on. And my perception is a -1.
Roll eye, man.
Yeah, everybody's passive perception's pretty bad. The most you have is Professor, and Krios
got a
have 13.
I got a 3.
Yikes.
I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say you don't find the guy with greater
It's cool. Let's go.
invisibility.
The
Mix Brothers?
the sound of the howling wind is so deafening that you couldn't make out a sound. Okay, so the Minx brothers, they're like, "Oh, it's so cold. I'm freezing my balls off." Let's see. One of them fails to make his save, and he cannot advance. That would be Borden. He doesn't need to advance, though. He'll take aim with his hand crossbow. He loads a bolt into it and he fires. Katwang! He barely connects, and it only does a couple damage, but yeah, every little bit counts. His brother.
Ginger lemonade is great with that vodka, by the way, guys.
His brother's able to advance, so
Doubt it.
he's going to advance. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to go to here.
Don't forget he's got a -2 AC for being slowed.
He's got slow on him?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't make a note of that. I had a note that he was blessed and that he had taken the dodge action the previous turn, which he's not doing this turn.
No. Oh, the Sanctuary Guardian. I'm sorry.
He did the
It's on his character model, the Sanctuary Guardian. It says slowed, but it just lowers his AC by 2. So.
Okay, you're not talking about Garson Mix.
No, I apologize.
the two bros. They did drink a potion of heroism, I think.
That makes him immune to fear, doesn't it?
I
Maybe.
am not certain. You might want to. Possible.
I'll look
That's one of my spells. Let me see.
Potion of Heroism, temporary hit points, 10 temporary hit points. You are under the effect of the bless spell. No, nothing about fear. They
Right.
get bless and 10 temporary hit points
All right.
for 1 hour.
So my
Yeah, he's got a
heroism
plus 10.
spell makes creatures immune.
Why doesn't anybody else have their cameras on?
But like it's a one, I can touch one person and make him immune to fright. And I just don't know.
Because
if
I'm
that's worth-
naked.
I'm touching myself, Joe.
Okay, so I feel like you guys haven't been taking your cold damage. We
Oh, I
should
didn't
probably
last
do
time.
all that.
I
didn't do
yeah,
it.
that's
Yep,
right.
I
What's the
didn't do mine.
save?
How
It's
much
a
is it?
DC 15, and it's for 5 cold damage, or 2 if you make the save.
Con save, right?
Con save DC 15. It'll be
Okay.
either
Yeah, I guess I'll just
5
make mine
or
now.
2.
I forgot. Sorry.
I'm going to make it for the Minx brothers now, that's why I bring it up. One of them saved, one of them didn't.
Is it save for half or save for no?
Half.
Don't
So,
forget,
five
if you got blessed, you know, you got a D40 saving throw.
Yeah, mine's not gonna matter if I add it. Also,
Yeah.
Kev, if you pass,
I
you get a
was
quarter. You get a quarter
For real?
resistance instead if you pass. Because
Yeah,
you
I'll,
do it.
so I'll take 1 damage, correct?
Mhm.
Alright.
Damn.
So
Una
it was 5
damage.
damage, right?
5 full. Yeah.
5 or 2.
All right. Garson, he got a 19 on his save against the fear of the cold, and even though he takes the full 5 cold damage to the face, he charges right up to the Sanctuary Guardian, ready to swing, but it required a dash, and he's done. So, Cousin Leo, what do you do?
That makes me like Garson Minx a little bit.
I want to roll, try to save on that fear, first of all. Kind of affects my turn. 22.
I got a lag spike there, but it wasn't huge.
That is a save.
It was only like a
I'm no longer
4-second
feared.
4-second
right?
lag.
Yay. I'm gonna go 5, 10. Would this be considered melee range of the boss right here? Like this diagonal?
Keep in mind, even though you made that save, you still take 2 of the damage.
He takes 1 because he's got the amulet.
Oh.
against-
All right.
I was rolling to remove the frightened fear.
It's all the same
22.
save. It's a
Yeah.
combined effect. The cold is what's causing the fear, and it's like the intensity of the cold. So you're saving
yeah,
against both at the same time,
Yep.
just for efficiency.
And I have that Frost Mage pendant, so I reduced the 2 to 1, and I took 1 off already. So
Real
Cool.
quick, if you fail to save the second time for the cold, do you get frightened again?
Effectively, like, it's so cold that it makes you want to retreat from the cold to get back to a warmer part of the dungeon. So yeah, it's like each turn, if you fail to save, you're gonna have a hard time advancing.
Okay, I got advantage on fear frightened saving throw, so I rolled it twice, failed still, so I'm frightened now.
But effectively, it just means you're having a hard time advancing towards the freezing cold blue jets of ice.
I'm going to use Divine Sense. as an action. From where I am located now, I can detect any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I know its type, its location, but not its identity. And then I know about consecrated and desecrated objects, but that don't really matter here.
All right.
60 feet from where I am. Oh shit.
You sent something over in this direction.
I'm gonna yell out immediately, point out like, Morkan right behind you on the top of that tomb. There is a strong undead presence.
He's still
yeah.
on the roof, but he is on the roof over by Morkan.
Okay. I will yell out as specific as I can, directly above that tomb, near the roof, strong ass undead presence, like probably the dude.
Keep track of him.
I
I can't see.
I hear
him
that
still.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anybody
I
who
know,
hears
like,
him
I'm
shout
gonna
will hear it.
scream this loud
Hell
enough where
yeah.
everybody can hear that shit. Yeah, for sure.
You're about to get slapped.
And yeah, let me see. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about like concentrate. Oh, until the end of my next turn. Okay, so I know it for a turn, and that is all that I can do because that takes an action. So
Damn it.
Having a
yeah,
Jacko.
I
That ends
put
my
the
turn.
invisible token on Gareth, and it fell off him and landed on Chris.
Oh, nice. Perfect. You get a
Yeah.
free invisibility,
lucky
Chris.
Davis.
Yeah,
I've always heard that invisibility rolls downhill.
Yeah, Ninja's
But
really
yeah,
a
I'll
good
scream
DM.
to focus your fire and everything in that specific spot up there, And I'll say, it's not gonna, I can only detect for, a little bit, but fuck up. And that's it. Sanctuary Garden's turn.
All right. The Sanctuary Guardian will look down at the two puny mortals attempting to attack it. It's going to make 3 attacks against each of you.
And the bear.
Isn't he incapacitated for one turn?
Yeah, that's true. I guess at the end of his turn, he gets to make a save to negate it. He failed. All right. The Sanctuary
Kinda needed
Guardian
that.
wanted to attack each of you 3 times, but could not move a muscle.
Kinda clutch. We really needed that. Yeah. That was a good turn, boys. All right, we're back in it.
All right. Razor.
We know where he is.
Hit him with that strong arm.
So he's still invisible. I can't see him.
You've been told he's up
but
there
I
on
know
the
area
ceiling now.
he's in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head that direction. This is rough terrain here.
Yeah, the red is rough.
So 10, 20, 30. I'm going to.
Not too many hands in the same spots, guys. Like,
Yeah.
let the Razor do stuff, guys.
Sorry, I'm usually like not moving my mouse, so it's just kind of where I left it randomly for my turn, and if it's in the way, just let me know.
I guess I'll use my action to sprint over there. So that's another 10.
It's actually only 5 when you leave it.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't it 10 because I'm going through it?
You spent 10 to get into this square. You only spend 5 to go into this one because there's no rough terrain
okay.
there.
Yeah, I'm going to climb up on this sarcophagus.
Okay. So that's 15 of your
Yeah.
movement.
Davis is actually in the air, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
10 feet in there. Invisible.
He's actually
oh,
20
yeah,
feet
he's
up.
invisible. I don't even know he's there.
You guys hear me?
Now.
Yeah.
Now we can.
Oh my god.
You could just
I
like go
was-
to your computer and play the game with us that you've been wanting to
Mhm.
play.
I
Yeah,
was
so
sitting there
bad.
talking to
No,
you
you're
guys.
not there. We just saw you
Your
walk into your room.
camera's on.
Yeah,
I
like
was
you
just
liar.
there
Oh,
when I
look
was
at that room
trying to
is
talk to
empty
you guys.
now. Like, where's that guy?
I walked
It's
out
like
of
a
the
ghost
room.
talking to us.
Walks in
Oh
the
my
room,
God.
says, "I was sitting there."
You guys can't hear me. What the?
It's like putting back his pants on, like scratching his ass.
I would
love
like
it.
to. Can I don't know if I can do this. This is something I've never had to do. But can I prepare a bonus action?
So you can use a reaction to do any other thing. So if you want to use your reaction later to do a bonus action, that's fine.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to prepare. If I can see the vampire, if he ever becomes visible, I would like to immediately cast Hex on him.
Okay.
I haven't used a spell, and yeah, it's a bonus action.
Mm.
So I'm sitting there. I'm watching behind Krias because I've been told he's somewhere behind Krias,
Gotcha.
and that's my turn.
Glitch.
Okie dokles.
Oakley dokley, neighborino.
Hilarious.
Welcome back, Joe.
Hilarious.
Okay. Haha.
I was asking, how do I put my character above, like
I don't
in
know.
the air?
Like float it.
So, I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
I just used the L button.
I'll shrink me a bit.
I
would
was
like
saying that's
L.
fucking crazy because when he
Yeah, I'll use this prone thing. So while I'm holding prone, I can press the right mouse button to put it down, or I can hold R to lift it up, and then I can press L while holding R to lock it in place, and now it'll stay right there.
Uh-oh, a big pink box just appeared.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Using that level 2 spell to throw a fairy fire.
Did he become visible?
I don't think there's a save on that.
Oh.
I'm gonna hex his face. On a fairy fire?
Wait, he does get a dexterity save, doesn't he? If it
Dexterity
fails a
saving
dex
throw.
save. Lord Gareth rolls a 6. That's not good.
Oh God.
He gets 9 on that. That's a 15.
Probably passes.
Mine is also a 15.
Okay. Yeah. He avoids your fairy fire somehow.
Wow, he rolls a 6? Yeah. Spell save DC
That would've been
15.
nice.
So normally monsters don't have huge saving throw bonuses, but he's a actual class leveled bard, which means he does get dex saves as a proficient save.
And he could probably also just use a legendary reaction to not take it
I
either.
think he already used one.
And he has like over 22 decks.
No, he's adding his proficiency to it.
Yeah, he's proficient in dex saves.
I am too. I got a +6 dex save.
I got a +7, and I have like 21 decks.
He's a higher level than us.
I have
Oh.
14 dex.
I have a +8. I'm proficient in dex saves. I have 5 dexterity.
He's a vampire. He's
I
been
still
around
have-
a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Even after using a spell there, I still have one spell slot left.
Man, don't you have holy water and like a flask? You could have just thrown it on him.
Well, you now know that it's only a 25% chance to affect him with fairy fire.
And disadvantage to hit if you
Platform.
throw holy water at him because he's invisible.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I would just throw it on the wall so it splashes on him.
He's not on the wall.
Can I
Oh,
get
on the ceiling. so-
holy
yeah.
water injected into my urethra?
I don't think you even can throw a holy water 30 feet.
Catapult, level 1 spell. Yeah, if you had a slingshot, you could load the slingshot with it, and that would increase the distance.
Tie
at
it
which you
on
could throw
the end
True.
of your arrow.
Could I put holy water in my mouth and spit it at him?
That would
feet's not
definitely
that
not
bad.
reach.
30
If
feet's not that
you were
bad.
Joe, it would.
it.
It could happen. It's a thing.
All right, that was it for me, guys.
All right.
That's all I got.
I'm still gonna try to take shots at this big bad boy here. Did everybody make their cold saves?
Yes.
Since it has a frightened attached to it, do I get to make advantage on that, or do like one for the cold save and one for the frightened? I have halfling bravery, and it gives me advantage on saves with frightened condition.
It's a weird one because it's not like a normal rational fear. It's like fear of intense cold, which is constitution based. So I don't think it has anything to do with your mental state. I think just make the save on con, and if you get it, you get it.
Will
Otherwise,
you roll 2d6 for me, please?
2d6. It is 5. 5 cold damage. This room is intensely cold. You could throw a cup of water in the air, it would turn into snow.
I'm going to shoot an arrow.
Oh yeah, Razor and Glitch, y'all gotta make those saves again, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I gonna shoot an arrow. I don't have advantage. Is he still incapacitated?
If you're shooting at the Sanctuary Guardian, he's incapacitated, but it doesn't affect his armor class or give you advantage or anything like that. It just means he can't act or react.
But he has fairy fire on him, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, it ran off. Okay.
Concentration broken.
I still get the sneak attack if I hit though, so that's fine. 'Cause I
What
got
was the
people
damage on
in
the?
Is that
For
the
this
one
round?
that's slowed?
5 or
Minus
2.
Okay, 2 damage.
Which one is slowed?
The Sanctuary Guardian.
But he teleports around.
17 to hit.
Misses.
Drat.
Armor class 18.
When
That
he's
narrows
slowed,
it down.
Doesn't he get advantage because he's slowed?
Nope.
Does he get AC disadvantage with slow because you gain an AC advantage with ace?
Minus 2 AC. It still missed though.
No, that would hit. 17 would hit.
Oh, okay then. Nice. Let me roll my damage real quick. Oh, it did roll my damage. 17 damage on that hit, and after I shoot the arrow, I drink another healing potion.
All right. A solid hit.
He
A
gets to
big.
make another save towards Tasha's.
Your arrow actually penetrated through, like, maybe his, like, shoulder blade, and his entire left arm falls off.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
Nice. Could it be his right arm, maybe, so he doesn't have that big blue flaming sword in his hand anymore?
It does cut his attacks in half.
That's cool.
Ooh.
You do get to make the incapacitated save since I did damage with advantage.
All right.
Failed frightened, so I'm still frightened. I drank a potion. Took a shot. I can move if I wanna.
You gotta remember and bless on those saves, right? Yeah.
I can leave my friends behind. I didn't take bless on mine, but I don't think it would have mattered actually.
Oh, I need it. I'm
All right.
clicking the counters for bless. We're in a new turn, so I click the
After
counter.
that hit, the Sanctuary Guardian begins to move. He is no longer incapacitated.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do with the rest of stuff? Still got an interaction and a bonus action left. I'm going to step down here and use my bonus. Oh, I can't. That's closer to the Guardian. I'm going to step down here and kind of tuck into the corner here, beside the coffin and the wall, and use the hide action.
At the end of that Sanctuary Guardian turn, he's also going to stop being slowed.
Oh, then my attack wouldn't have hit.
No. The next turn. Not yet.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I've hidden, and yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Lord Garrett.
Okay. He's gonna do a thing. Let me see if you can hear it. Does this have a verbal component?
I have better arrows I should be using.
It's only got a verbal component. Lord Gareth will laugh mockingly. Oh, you think you know where I am? Maybe I'm not here. And then he misty steps. I think you wanted to listen in for where
Yeah.
he goes.
Yeah, if I hear it, I would like to throw a hex where the noise came from. But I guess I make a perception check.
Yeah, if he speaks, does it break his invisibility?
No, he's got
No,
greater
he's got greater
invisibility.
invisibility.
Oh.
Make a perception check. I don't think Hex is an attack roll, is it?
No, it's not an attack roll. It's just at a target. But
Yeah.
if I could hear him talking, I'd like to just throw it in the area he's at.
You do have blast.
So it's I get it.
A D4. You get to add a D4 for bless.
Oh yeah, I forgot the D4. Dang it. I don't think it matters. Highest I can get is a 12. But I don't think that's gonna do anything.
Okay. So you hear him speak, and you throw your Hex at him. It missed.
Do I miss? Okay.
Could you roll a D? Like, would he not be able to roll like a D100 and still maybe randomly hit him?
Hex really requires a target. It just auto fails if you don't have one, and because his perception wasn't high enough, he didn't have one.
Gotcha.
No, I'm completely fine with what happened here.
No, I was just wondering for myself. Like,
If I didn't, since it was a prepared action, if I didn't throw out the Hex before my turn, it would still consume the spell slot. So.
If it was an attack roll, he would have made it with disadvantage, and there would have been a small chance he would have hit.
If you, Great and Glory says if you word it properly with a condition that says if I see him, you don't have to waste your spell slot.
No,
You
that's
have to commit your action.
yeah, that's what triggers it, but the spell still gets consumed.
Mm-hmm.
See, he didn't know whether he would hit or not. He just heard a voice and he immediately hexed in that direction. It just happened that he wasn't accurate enough to land it, but he almost was.
Yeah, no, I would have rolled it the same way. That makes sense to me. Since it wasn't an attack roll. If it was an attack roll, I would have made a disadvantage. I made a perception check instead. So.
If you got like a 15 or better, you totally would have hit him with that hex.
Yeah, no, I got a 11, so I'm good.
Okay, so that was a reaction to Lord Gareth casting his Misty Step, and then Morkan, what do you do?
Cousin Lear, is he still in the same spot?
Well, I mean, at my divine sense 60 feet for a turn, and if I don't sense him, right, Ninja?
That would restart on your turn, so I mean, it still technically would be in effect.
Yeah,
So the bear.
if he Misty stepped and he's still within 60 feet, I would know where he is. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
need
this
to
is
look at this spell and what it actually does.
9 damage from the bear. It takes 17 from the bear. And he takes an extra 42. So the big dude took
42?
yeah.
What the fuck did you do?
Well, 2 arrows, and then the bear got a 16 to hit and a 21 to hit, but he has slow, so I still hit, I think, with the 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I got one on my roll was a 12, and one my roll damage was a 10, so, yeah, a lot of damage.
Does a 16 hit, Ninja?
16 does not hit.
With the slow, does he get hit, though?
His AC goes from 18 to 16. So, yeah, I guess so.
So he gets hit for 59 damage this attack round.
9, 17. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I hasted you.
And then I take cover again behind the coffer.
59.
God, this is ridiculous. I just keep having to give him more hit points.
Like, you will not kill this man this turn.
Give me a second. I gotta roll my. And how much damage was the cold this round?
You're not getting my
5 or 2.
So I think 2.
Not getting it. No.
It's a rat.
Get down. Down.
There you go. And I'm done.
Good
I
girl.
think. I've done enough.
Yeah,
here.
I'd hope so. Fuck.
Damn. All right, if you need us, we'll be out in the other room waiting for you to finish up your.
You can solo this fucking dungeon. Don't worry about it.
If I use my want to detect magic, that means I can see 30 feet magical presence. A presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Does that count as a spell? Would that be casting it from a wand?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to do that then. I
Detect
want
magic
to-
says that you have to use an action to actually see an enemy. You can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature. He's not even visible, so that wouldn't work.
Okay.
Detect
Gotcha.
magic would totally fail against invisible creatures.
Okay. I am going to move. Is he visible now? Gareth is visible now?
No.
Only Kev
Oh,
knows
okay.
where he's at.
Oh, okay.
Improved invisibility never goes away no matter what he does.
I guess technically I wouldn't be able to let y'all know until my next turn that he's, like, scream out that he moved there.
Yeah, currently, Kezenlair's the only one who's aware that the vampire is on the ceiling to the east instead of over there.
Okay. I can't advance towards the Guardian. I don't want to be where everybody else is at. I will move back towards the door. 30 feet. I can't move my character.
He's probably locked.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta unlock him.
Hey, Barker, are you the one who did this?
Yeah.
Did what?
Like this pissing thing over here? And did you put it like in a position where it looks like the guy in the picture is taking a leak right now?
No, but that's
No?
great that whoever did that.
What are you talking about?
I think I did set it there, but I didn't do that on purpose. I
Okay.
did set it up in that angle, so I looked like I was pissing on Razor once. But no, no, I didn't do that.
Do I take the
the-
cold damage at the beginning of my turn or the end of my turn?
But the girl health is
Either
taking a
way,
piss right now.
does it matter? I don't know. Maybe. Matters.
Wow.
It's end.
Dabus is unselectable now. That's broken.
He's there. There you go.
That's crazy. I was unable to lock it or move it or do anything to it.
So I'll be above potato. 30 feet. I don't want to do that either. Damn it. Okay. I'll go to the quarter. It'll be.
Don't forget to do
No.
your con save for
Here.
fear.
I'll go here. And I'll be 20 feet up. I don't know how to do that. And my con save.
R and L.
This is going to be the pig's con save. $17. Does they pass?
Yes.
Yes.
15.
Cool, cool.
More hit points incoming.
And that's mine. Woo!
Mm.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20. Well, how much damage do I take?
2. If you make
Two.
the save, you take 2 cold damage.
And the pig takes 2 cold damage. And now the pig's not feared anymore, right?
On any turn you make the save, you can approach the enemy.
Okay, the pig's going to turn and run past and like jump over this crate or jump over this and get here and attack the sanctuary guardian.
Squeal.
Squeak!
And charge.
When his attack is a +5. Let's see. He gets advantage on that, right?
Nope.
He is flanked. I don't know if that matters.
That doesn't matter. He's got a nat 20.
Yeah,
Let's roll some damage, baby.
Flanking does give you advantage. He's got a point there.
Well,
gonna-
he's got a nat 20, so
Don't even worry about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
flanking would.
yeah. So he's got a 2d6 crit for that, +3. Does he get his charge attack since he ran?
Nah, if you have to climb over anything in the path, it
That's
doesn't
fine.
count as a straight line.
That's 16 damage.
16 more damage.
Damn. That's a mega pig.
That puts him at 213 damage. Damn, even with maximized hit points, he's not going to last long at this rate.
And I'd like to drink a healing potion off my belt. Or which one? I have a regular potion of healing, 2d4 plus 2.
What did he get put on him that makes him take 1d8 damage if it's a double attack? If more than one. Was that from slow? That was from something else.
Nah, that wasn't from slow.
I can't remember what made that effect happen.
No, it failed because it's my my curse.
Ah,
Dang.
bloated corpse.
I get
Yeah.
7 HP back.
But he doesn't have blood, so it doesn't work on him.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm at full health. I'm done.
Erase that then.
Okay. Well, Garson Mink swings with all his might twice. Chop, chop. He gets a miss on the first swing, but a crit on the second swing. And he chops into the beastie for 15 damage.
Poor Stone Guardian.
And his brother will fire a hand crossbow bolt, which also hits. And it's a small little bolt that only does 7 damage.
They should
Puts
both
them at
make
235. They're both going to save against cold. Both of them make their save against cold. They take 2 damage apiece off their bonus hit points. That's not too bad. They're still holding on to some of their points there. So they haven't even taken damage yet. After the Minx brothers, Kef, right up in the boss monster's face. What do you do?
Well, since Divine Sense lasts till the end of my turn, I will communicate the energy of Gareth's location, or what I assume to be Gareth.
All right, so you point at the ceiling over here
Point
above
up
this
here at
cold.
The ceiling above the cold fire. Yep. And with my action, I will take an attack on the Guardian.
I imagine it's like like a baseball player, and he's like pointing at the off in the distance, like he's gonna get a home run. Only you're
I'm
pointing at a
Babe Ruth
vampire
doing
before
the
you swing.
axe. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
like I
Yeah.
hold up the
Attack
axe, I
like Babe
point,
Ruth,
and then just
attacks the
yep,
Stone Guardian.
Yep.
baseball swing it.
That's funny.
Well,
One time he's like, "You're
17.
next."
that slow is coming in so handy because none of these would hit if not for that slow.
Thank you everyone. I'll be here all week. Thank you.
All right, I need to roll this one.
You can't save to see if you're feared, or I don't know if you're still feared.
No,
Damn.
I'm not.
I gave this thing 6 attacks, maximized hit points, and all these environmental bonuses, and it's still getting its ass handed to him.
Does anybody remember?
Mhm.
I think I had to use 2 slow scrolls for it to hit, or all 3 maybe. Does anyone remember how many times I had to cast that on him for it to hit?
Is it 3 because you cast one outside too? I think you failed to
No, those are
cast.
my- those
I
are
think
my
you said you
haste
used all 3.
scrolls.
Yeah,
Those are my
outside was
haste
the haste,
scrolls. Inside, I think I cast 2. I think I missed my first one and hit the second one, so I think I do have 1 slow scroll left.
If you fail to cast it, it doesn't disappear, does it?
Oh, does it not? That's awesome. Then I have 2 left.
I think the scroll only like burns up when it's
I think you're right.
successfully cast.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I did
kinda
10
cool.
damage with my baseball swing, and then my offhand shield bash missed,
What?
and that will end my turn.
10
Doesn't
damage.
slow have a save on it? I think you successfully cast it, but he like
Oh,
succeeded
and
the
I'll
save.
make my save on the cold damage. It was 5.
5 or
correct?
2, yep.
5 or 1, or 2 or 1.
Somehow on the
Yeah.
2d6, I keep rolling a 5.
2 damage.
Oh, never mind, it's an AoE.
Thank you,
1
Frost.
damage.
Nah, I take 2. I failed to save, so I only take half.
Did you apply
Okay.
your bless?
I did. Or no, I didn't, but I wouldn't have made it. Yes, I did. I
You
rolled
did.
4,
There's-
4 plus
there's
3.
a
Yeah.
blue for you.
So let's
Just
see
the
here.
rolls.
That ends my
Rolls
turn.
are low.
The Guardian can use either an action or a bonus action. So he's not going to use a bonus action. He's just going to use an action.
You said he saved slow on his turn, so he's not slowed anymore, right?
It doesn't happen until the end of his turn, so he can still only make one attack this turn. He's going to swing on Kazanlir. He's got 15 to hit. Doesn't hit. That's the Guardian's turn. Razor, what do you do?
Poor fella. Such a big bad motherfucker.
That doesn't hit, and it's his turn. Razor, what do you do?
So
Like, what
crippled,
the fuck
man.
do you do, Razor?
It's so
I mean-
sad.
He's tough,
Yeah.
but you've really curbed his ability to do much. He went from 6 attacks down to 1.
Well, we were terrified with this cold damage and scared. We
Yeah.
blew all our shit, man. You know,
I actually thought we were in a bad spot when we
One
started.
spell yet. Damn it.
we ain't over. It ain't over with yet.
I'm still trying to catch this fucking vampire, man. I
Yeah.
use
You
Fiendish Vigor to give myself 10 hit points again. Yeah.
Yeah. Once he moves again, I won't know it. Like technically, I don't sense him anymore. You guys just know he's like there until his turn, right? You know, but
I could get him out of where he is, but the problem is that Israel is right before.
And your ability says you know exactly where he is. You can't see him. He's still invisible, but you can
Yes.
point right at him.
well, I did not cast a divine sense again, right? So yeah, like.
But it still lasted until the end of your
It's-
turn. So when your turn
Right,
came around,
which
you
is
were
why
able
I
to.
said I pointed at him, like
Yeah.
to give
Oh.
everybody a specific location. But once it's Lord Garrus' turn, once he moves, you know, I don't sense him anymore. So once he moves out of that spot,
Yep, you guys get this one turn to try to nail him with something.
exactly, that's what I was saying.
You gotta
Now, I
throw something.
may or may not, you know, be full of divine sense, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yuck.
You guys gotta do it.
Is he goes after me.
I go
or
after
goes
him.
before me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes before
Bro,
me.
they party it hard across the street.
All right, that's
You go outside?
that's my turn. I used Fiendish Vigor and I moved over here.
Glitch.
Sorry, I'm reading.
Did you guys make your cold saves?
Spin 3. I only got. I already did that once. I didn't on mine. I took 2 damage on my last turn.
Now look at that. I got a 5 again. Every time. That's like 3 in a row. It's starting to really like defy the odds.
Professor, did you take your cold save?
Oh no, no, I'll do that just a second. Take damage.
What you doing, Potato?
He's reading something.
My sorcery stuff.
You do look very
I already used,
focused over there.
I already used. It takes 3 of my sorcery points to use the deal to make them have disadvantage on their saving throw.
What was the damage? 5 for cold this turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now you're
So
trying,
let me get this
Fury.
aligned here. Somehow, yeah. I'm gonna use my fairy fire. I always do. It's my best ability,
Until you level up.
right? He said above the fire. There we go. That's above some fire. Over in that there general area.
I rolled a 27 on his dex save to avoid it.
All right, so
He's
know.
dodgy.
We got to hit the grocery store tomorrow. Remind me, Barker.
Alright.
We gotta get some sugar.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're about out, huh?
Close. Too close.
Too close.
I look-
Way too close.
I look around and I'm like, well, I don't see him. And then I'm gonna tuck her down behind this little tombstone here, kind of.
Wait, he avoided the AoE again?
27 was his save.
Wow.
18 plus
He's
9.
got that +9 to dexterity.
Yeah.
Since we won't really know where he's at again after this, unless Kev tells us, On my turn, I'm gonna pull out a silvered arrow. If I have a potion on my belt, could I dip my arrow in holy water before I shoot it off my belt
Hmm. I
as a
think that
bonus action?
uses the rules for applying poison. I believe you have to use an action, and you can apply the holy water to 3 pieces of ammunition as an action.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna pull out the silvered ammo and take a shot at the location captains they're pointed at. I would still get disadvantage though, yeah, because he's invisible.
Correct.
You don't have alchemy tips.
Special alchemy arrows? Nah, this would just be like dipping them in holy water. It probably wouldn't do much. It might add a little extra radiant damage on the hit.
Check that. I'm actually gonna pull out a +1 arrow, and I'm gonna shoot it at the guardian.
Mm.
That gives a plus to hit and damage, or just damage?
Plus to hit and damage. Well, actually, hang on. The bow gives the plus to hit. The arrow gives the plus to damage.
That's what I thought.
So I think just damage.
Okay. So.
Unless you got a magic bow.
28 for 21 damage.
It's exceptional. Do you want to reroll something there?
So yeah, I think I got a D6. That's a 1 there. I'll reroll that.
Can you do 21 damage?
I can do 22 damage.
It's enough. The Sanctuary Guardian shatters and collapses into a pile.
I need to make my soul cold save.
Very nice, very nice.
I fail.
Maybe it'll heat up in here.
So that's 5 cold damage.
It has been taken. And then, let me see what kind of potions. Give me just 1 second. I want to read up on something real quick.
So when the Sanctuary Guardian crumbles, these 2 pylons here, the Dragon Skull Totems, they're both going to also shatter and collapse.
That can't be a bad thing, right? Maybe. Could be, but
Does it
I
help with the
hope it's a
cold?
good thing.
And it takes an action to apply a poison or a potion to something.
Yeah. But you can do it to 3 pieces of ammunition during that action.
Well, I've used my action already, so I can't do that. But I might be able to do that next turn.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna use my bonus action again. I actually should have gotten advantage on that attack, but I guess I didn't need it. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide again,
Okay. Well,
and I'm done.
Lord Gareth sees that the Sanctuary Guardian's been defeated, and so he's going to detach from the ceiling
Cry.
and drop straight down this well here, straight down all the way into the Underdark.
What a douche.
But we don't see that.
As he's falling, he's going
we
to. As he's falling, he's going to shout out, "Foiled again! See you next time, adventurers! Ta-ta!"
Coward.
Pussy.
You
Big
know,
game
this
easy,
vampire is
bitch.
really pissing me off.
While he's saying that, you just hear his voice like going from the ceiling and then descending, and then it's like he's going down a well, and then he's gone.
Is the cold gone now?
No.
I jump in
You
after.
gotta find a way to stop that. So we're out of combat, I guess.
The room won't get colder, but the cold that's in the room persists, at least for a while.
Anyway,
I flow over to that tunnel and I pee in it immediately as fast as I can.
It's no longer windy, so I can get rid of all these little blasts of cold. But it is.
Somebody like got some fire spells or some shit. I'm cold.
oh, can I? I'll put on
I
my.
prestidigitation.
No, I'll take out of my bag my. I have my pelt, bear pelt. Cover myself, keep warm. These things here at the ends of at the end of the rooms here.
I'll
Those
turn
are
and
just
kind of like,
symbols.
holy shit, guys, good job. Too bad that guy ran away again like a bitch, but you know.
I got my extra costume clothes, and I'll just put my extra costume clothes on, like around me.
Like this room has more magical power than we've experienced quite yet.
All right, so because the room is still intensely cold, it's still going to cause 6 points of cold damage, or 3 if you make the save. If you spend your action putting on extra layers for warmth, you can have advantage on the save.
Yep.
What about if I actively press digitation and keep myself warm?
Not enough. Like, the warmth of a torch wouldn't do
Start,
hardly
like,
anything in here.
A fire in the middle of the room.
Yeah, maybe if you had a roaring bonfire. There's not a lot of fuel here. There's no wood to be found.
It says you can heat a 5-foot space. If I just heated my entire space, it wouldn't give me like at least like a jacket warmth, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'd drop it to 1d6 instead of 2d6 in that one space.
Okay, I'm gonna do that too then. Where did I get this lesser necrotic pine maul?
Alright, so what do we notice in this room here?
Let me see. What if I
Do we see this passage over
what if
here?
I cast Searing Smite on my weapon and it's like, you know, flaming now for a minute? Now a minute's not very long, I guess, but never mind.
Yeah, I don't think Searing Smite would do it. All right,
No.
the room, it's got all of these wells that descend down below the level of this part of the dungeon. These things in the corner are actually pools of water. There's sarcophagi scattered around the room.
Is it not a pool of ice?
Yeah, these would be frozen over for
Like,
sure.
it's like magic water.
Here and here, there's the rubble of the ice enchantment pylons. They're all crumbled to bits there. You see the Sanctuary Guardian bits here.
I don't see Antonio anywhere, but I point to this corner and say, "Look, Antonio, a cistern of water."
So
Maybe there's something magical in it.
there's
I
a
just flick 'em
door
off
over
while I'm
here.
invisible.
So Morkan can see this
goes
door
what?
over here.
You know, like
And-
the whole like I can't see you like.
Yeah.
This here was the spot that the Sanctuary Guardian was on. There's not really anything there, but this might be interesting over here at the other end of the room.
I'm gonna start opening tombs.
Well, what's in this spot that's interesting? Because I'm standing right next to it. I think. Or wait.
Okay.
Can I investigate on that
This.
on that door?
One at a time,
Uh,
boys.
Yeah,
I think
take
shouldn't
turns
we
or
stay on
something.
turns because
Potato
of
just
the-
said he was gonna do something.
Shouldn't we take turns though because of the ice, the cold damage?
Yeah, and you know everybody wants to find the goodies, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just make
This
sure
is
you guys
always
are
go
rolling
down.
that save every time you're making an action.
What if I'm not making an action? I'm just trying to huddle for warmth.
It's per turn.
So how much damage do we do? Do we have to roll the damage, or you roll it?
You had reduced because you were using a heat source, right? So it's
Yep.
I only rolled a 1, so you might negate it.
Uh, 19 on my investigate.
I think Potato said he was gonna investigate it first. Are y'all doing the same thing, or?
No,
Two
he's
different things.
investigating a door over here. Potato's
Okay.
investigating this thing here.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up what
You know.
Potato sees.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Well, let me
Patience.
make sure to get my roll. I haven't rolled an investigate yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
I might
no,
see nothing.
I was just doing my roll. That's all.
Oh, that's a 6 plus, probably not a whole lot. I rolled a 7 to investigate this area.
Good job.
Can I go cuddle with the
Cold's
pig
bothering
for
me.
warmth?
There's the bear too. Right?
Really? I was planning on doing that, Kev.
There's the bear over here too. You can use
It-
for that.
It has no blood flow, so it's probably cold.
The bear
Oh.
does have fur though, so he might be
Mhm.
warm.
Yeah, I'd go with the bear.
I'm gonna use your bear as a jacket, Morgan.
Nah. My bear is holding you like a big baby. I'm cuddling you.
I could summon a method and do heat metal
Nah,
on your armor,
this
Kev.
cold ain't no problem for me, guys. Like I love this shit. You know.
I could
It's
do
fine.
heat metal on your armor and do 2d8 damage a turn instead of just 2d6.
Mm.
Does it cancel the effect?
They even out. It's nice and comfy in here.
Come on, the bear will rock you, man.
Yeah, no. No, I mean I got this frost mage pendant, and I'm a dwarf from the fucking northern
Pay me the right amount, and the
mountains and
bear will
shit.
please.
Like cold ain't no problem.
Pay me the right amount, and my bear will do some tricks on you.
Mhm.
So, Sebastian, what's your investigate?
It is a 7.
A 7. All right. You
Yep,
investigate
I got it
this.
so much.
You investigate this corner here, and you don't spot anything of interest. Chris, you had a higher roll. You detect that this door is trapped.
Barker.
You
Doctor,
see me shoving on the lid of a coffin.
I need your tricks. I need your. I need you to take care of this door over here.
I roll a
Trapped.
14 to get the lid off this coffin in front of me here.
All right.
I'll turn and maybe we should secure this room and stuff before we move on, guys.
What kind of a trap do I notice, though? Like, is it Do I know it is a rope or something, or
There's a poison gas trap in the lock mechanism of the door.
And I roll a nat 20 on my con save. So I negate the cold damage this turn. Razor's like, I'm fucking out. It's cold.
Well, it's still 3. It was 3 or 6.
Oh, I'm doing prestidigitation though to
Okay.
reduce it.
Sorry.
So, you rolled 1 for potato.
I rolled a 3 this time on 1d6, so that would reduce it to
Okay.
1.
Okay, that's fine. Does the whatever I rolled 14 get the lid off the coffin of 14 strength?
Yeah, I don't have individual loot for the coffin, so I'll just generate something for all of them.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go through. This one's destroyed, but I'm gonna open every single one. This is what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna open all these coffins, and you'll see me.
So I'm gonna
will see me.
need 15 con saves from you, and I'll roll 15 d6.
Will do.
2
If I get
hours later.
if I get to a point where I'm about to die, I will take a potion off my belt and drink it. Okay. Just gonna put that out there.
I'm just watching for
we can help you do that?
Gareth.
That's if you guys want to help me do that, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, you could ask for help
Can
so you
you
can take
help-
less
Can you
rolls.
help? Yeah, can you help me over here first?
Very busy though, Chris.
Come on.
He's like, no, I must loot. I must loot
We
everything.
don't need to go through the door into another room just yet.
59 cold
Clear
damage.
this one up.
That's a lot. Pass. So that's 1 for the first roll. And then pass. That's 2 for the. So I'm taking 3 damage total so far. Fail. So that's 5 damage total. That's 10 damage total.
You can just put a bunch of 20s on there.
That's 13 damage total. I
It's
like
too late.
that. That's 16 damage total. Oh, so close. That's 22 damage. How much does my HP say over there?
23. You should probably take a health potion.
Yeah, I'll take a potion before this one rolls. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 4 more. So let me roll my potion real quick.
Now the question is, are you successful at opening these sarcophagus each time?
Good question. Haven't gotten that far yet. I heal for 14 HP.
So you're at 15.
I'm at 10 because I took 4 from the last roll I just took.
No, then you're at 11.
Okay, then I'm gonna take.
'Cause you had
another
one
of
hit
those
point
potions.
left.
I'm gonna take my last potion. Oh, that was actually 1 more HP because I did a +3 instead of a +4. So that's a total of 15 plus 13, 28 HP I just healed.
Nice.
And I was at 11. 11 plus 12
You're-
plus 13. I'm
You're
at 25.
24.
25. Because I didn't have
Oh,
the
no,
right
you
mod.
yeah.
I
you
didn't have the right
do
mod on there. Okay, so I've taken. Let's see. Sorry, guys. This is very important that I loot all these coffins.
No problem.
And what
Shut
you don't
up.
know is he has a curse. All right, don't blame him. It's being forcing him to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Glad you understand. You always understand me the best.
Control.
Yeah, I'm taking a short rest over here.
Yeah,
Alright, I'm at.
I wouldn't just.
I'm
sit
pretty
there
sure.
taking all this damage.
Pretty sure this is
I would've
something
left.
important, but I didn't notice anything, so I'm just gonna pee in the hole where he went down because I think that's exactly what he went down. I don't know. He went down a hole somewhere. I wanted to pee in it.
Yeah.
Before I
Uh,
before I leave the room, can I investigate that object as well?
Sure.
Yeah, you see him. You see me over there lifting up something, and I'm like, it's all like golden and like awesome looking, and I'm like, huh, junk. Nothing good here.
7.
Cousin Lear, why don't you help him with these sarcophagus before he freezes to death?
I can.
Yep, I didn't see nothing either.
12.
I'm gonna leave the room and go sit out here and patrol.
I don't
It's
know what
warm
me
out here
helping
now,
you would do. Would it like we split the rolls in half or some shit?
16. No, you'd help me open them better.
Yeah.
I'm
Big
still gonna have to
comes
keep
from
all
me.
these rolled.
Well, I will help.
So
17.
what would like trigger that poison trip? I guess. Like, is there like a rope? Is there part of the mechanism maybe, or what does it look like in there when I observe
How
it?
much HP did we say I had, Professor?
You had 25 after you.
Perfect.
So picture a set of double doors. The double doors have a locking mechanism sort of in the center near where the handles are. You'd put a key in and you'd turn it. If you don't have the right key or if you try to pick the lock, chances are the poison gas will spray out of the keyhole right in your face, poisoning you and anybody else within a certain distance of the door.
Why did my buttons go away?
I'm wondering if I. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stand over here, and I'm gonna tell my bear to go and force open that door, and to start smacking on it. Now it's in the box.
Did you really go down to 1 hit point?
By the time I get to the last coffin, I have 1 HP left. So you see Abforth over here at this last coffin? After I get
Icicles sticking out your nostrils.
Yeah, I was about to say I have icicles sticking out of my nose, and my mustache is frozen, and I'm shivering, and I'm chattering, but all the lids are off all the coffins. And I say, Cousin Lear, help! Because I don't have any more healing potions. I'm about to die.
Yeah, you can have some lay on hands.
But you're not there yet.
Some of that nice
him up with your
warm
hands.
golden lay on hands.
I bend over and present my butt for you to touch.
You can have 10. No, you can have 15.
Thank you.
Because that was a lot of sarcophaguses. Sarcophagi.
Off a guy. Yeah.
Yep.
So Ninja, what happens when the bear tries to force open that door?
Just couldn't wait for me to open the coffins, could you, Chris?
Roll a strength. Strength athletics. If you can burst the door open, it's going to be difficult, though. Double doors, reinforced, very tough to break.
It has 19 strength. Plus 4.
I just went to while I'm still invisible, my pig walks up to Razor.
14.
All right. He attempts to force the door open and makes no progress during that turn.
I'll let him keep on doing that each turn, I guess.
The most he can get is a 24, so he never succeeds.
No, I never. Okay. I thought maybe it would trigger the poison thing.
I try to tell a joke to.
Wait for.
Sorry.
Oh, wait,
I try to tell a joke to Professor. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You guys are out in the safety of the hall, so you didn't have to make any saves, right?
That's
So-
got the Zomboid server going.
Yeah. I saw
So,
that.
so you see Professor sitting in the corner, crisscross, with his weapon in his lap, his palms up. There's like shadowy smoke coming out around him, like an aura, like out of the ground, rising up. And you're gonna go tell him a joke.
No, I'm gonna tell a joke as the pig, like the pig. Like I'm gonna speak as the pig.
You just walk up.
I'm invisible. I'm completely
Yeah,
invisible.
I'm meditating. My eyes are closed, anyways.
Can we fast forward to when all these sarcophagus are
24.
open?
I don't have a. I don't know the joke. Don't. My name. Hi, I'm Crispy. Bacon.
Now my eyes are closed, so I just hear Joe Dab's voice or Antonio's voice.
I fell inside that room there.
Okay, so you guys rush out of the room to where it's warm, while Abforth goes about the business of looting the entire crypt. And he comes back with a pile of stuff. I'm going to DM it to Barker in case he wants to do his usual stuff.
I like that idea. You're a real good. Have I told you how you're a good DM recently? I'm gonna roll a lockpick to try to unlock this lock after I loot all those things and leave some stuff behind.
I did show you the poison trigger.
So you have fun picking through that, and anything that you don't take off this list, put onto the note card, please.
Got you. I rolled a 30 to unlock the door, disarm the trap, whatever.
Okay, yeah, that'll succeed. You'll be able to get through the door with that.
You rolled a
Through the
30. What are you
door.
rolling Krios' damage?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Before my bless wears off, I start playing some music
Oh,
for you,
Bless is
everybody.
gone, bro. Oh, okay, yeah, like right before.
Yeah, I start playing some music. After that, after the joke I made, I start playing some music just to keep everybody up to, up in good spirits.
All
You
right,
can
so
delete these
27.
counters. It won't let me delete them, but the two counters can go, and yeah, Bless is gone. Off
27.
everyone.
I imagine Barker's still pretty busy, so I'll wait a second to read off the
give
room
me-
description.
Give me 2 seconds if you don't mind.
Don't rush in there just yet until after I've given you a bit of a room description.
He said don't go in until he's given you a description.
Yeah, we're waiting on Barker to look over the items that he just pulled out of these crypts.
I'm just sitting on top of the pig, invisible,
I
playing
would
music for
assume
you
we're all
guys.
gonna be together at this door after all this, yeah? Go in together maybe, or no, I don't know.
What is this, and why is it like that?
What, you talking about the box?
One of the items there.
Yeah, there's an
Why is this
interesting
all
wooden
grayed
box. One of the crypts has this big wooden box that you can't open.
No, that's not the one.
Why is this grayed out?
Because you cannot see it.
We already went
hadn't
through
got-
there.
I hadn't
Yeah,
gotten
and
to that part yet.
that's where the mimic was.
Yeah, I think we had to roll back a week, and so that area is registering as unexplored right now, even though you've already been in there.
Oh yeah, and that's right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the golems or whatever.
That's where you summoned the Vikings from the Horn, and they battled the Mimic to the death. The Mimic Lord. I could reveal it. I mean, there's nothing over there except a bunch of vases that nobody took. I think you were over in that one too. I
Are
can get
we-
rid of that.
Where Barker found out he could shit into a horn and make
Yes.
Valkyries come out, or
absolutely.
Berserkers.
And that's like the only way you know how to activate it, so you think you have to do that every time?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna happen too.
It's fucking vile.
Yeah, but once he has it for an hour, he becomes attuned to it.
Alright, so let's see. I didn't take anything up to this point. Then I'll put that here. And then took that. I didn't
We're
take
back.
these things because I know Joe will want them, and I know he'll cry if he doesn't get them. And then I took that. I took that. I didn't take this or that. I took that. I didn't take either of these. I didn't take this. Or those, because I can't wear them because I have a mask on. I didn't take this.
I wonder if that box might have something to do with those puzzle pieces or whatever we found in that other chest.
That'd
Doubt
be
it.
cool. Alright. That's everything. There was nothing else in these tombs. That's all the loot. Don't question me further. Alright, you can explain the room now. I'm done.
Okay.
He said, "Don't question me further."
So, when you pick the lock on the double doors, you can see in the room here, up ahead, there's a bunch of shelves, and the shelves are laden with various weapons and armors, and then there's a passage that leads further to the west, where you can see a candlelit room that contains a bookshelf that you can just barely make out from this distance over here. This corner over here has several tapestries on it. Let's see here. Let me get the line tool and a color. So there's a tapestry on this wall right here, which is a depiction of Lord Gareth, the vampire that you've been fighting, and he looks very, very adventurous and heroic, and he's in this like dramatic pose, and there's a sunburst behind of it. Certainly, like, paints him in the most glorious light imaginable. Clearly a narcissist. He enjoyed having a big picture of himself to look at.
Looks like his private room.
I'm gonna roll
There's
that
some
blue line.
goodies in here.
I roll a 22 investigate on those 4 squares where the blue line is.
'Kay.
I say, Morkan, looks like there's some stuff in here, but let's take it slow.
You don't see any
Look
traps
back
or secret doors.
I look back at Kazalier and say, if you don't mind letting me investigate these this
Absolutely.
location.
Do my
I say,
best.
follow my steps if you don't mind, so we don't activate any hidden mechanisms.
I'd like to see that library over there.
Yeah, I knew you'd be interested, but I would like to trace a safe path over there if you don't mind.
I don't trust you. I can assist you if you want.
Absolutely. I don't want to do these 4.
I'll assist you on those.
Does the cold still come into this room?
Once you open the door, the cold does start to bleed into this room.
You want to come in here and close the doors, Kaz?
Sure.
If it's been 15 turns, it's no longer that cold.
I got a
Okay.
21 on investigate to help you.
The room does eventually begin to gradually return to a more normal temperature, especially the more space you open up. Opening this chamber sort of normalizes the heat a little bit. Opening this door to the front normalizes the temperature a little bit, and then over time it just generally becomes less intensely cold because there's not icy wind blowing up out of all these holes.
So I rolled a 22 to investigate these next 4 squares here.
Let me. I'll keep on
Imagine,
assisting you.
imagine just let me know if something happens. I'm gonna ignore the armors and stuff for right now, and I'll make the way back to the bookshelf, and I'll let Kazalier know that. I'm gonna come back and investigate these, but I want to give Morkan time to investigate the bookshelf. I'll do those 4 next.
I got an 11 only.
That's enough. You only have to get a 10. 20 to investigate those next 4.
There is a tripwire that runs across the space there.
I mention that to everyone and say, be best if we step over that tripwire.
Yeah. Good eye.
Let's see. I take a little step over the tripwire.
I got a 23 to help you on the next one.
And I'm going to invest. I need to draw where I'm going to investigate, so it's not meta. I'm going to go these 4, the 3 in front of the bookshelf and the next one in front of me. Investigate. 28.
I forgot you got that thing.
When you investigate the treasure chest, you'll see that that is also trapped.
Okay. And then I'm going to investigate these next 4 just to be safe, like that.
What's your roll?
I got a 19.
Didn't find a thing.
No, that was him assisting. A 21.
Yeah. Didn't find a thing.
Okay. And then I'm going to walk back and investigate these 4.
I'll help you with that too. Before
Where the
moving.
armor is, and then I'm going to roll another one to investigate those where the armor and the stuff is. So I'm going to roll 2 more and
I got a
investigate where all the
16
armor
and a-
stuff is.
I got a 16 and 21 to assist you.
Alright, 28 and 26 on the armor racks and the weapon racks.
Do you want to work on the chest first?
Yeah, I just make sure to mine that tripwire.
No, but the trap on the chest
Yeah,
over here.
absolutely. Ninja's probably generating loot from those racks there, so I'm gonna give him a minute.
Yeah.
I had too much junk.
Cat's server works great, but the minimal bars mod didn't seem to be on there, so I mentioned that to him. But we may have to do
So
it
how do you-
that one for a little bit.
How do you find it?
It just wasn't.
Never mind.
I typed it in, just knowing what Cat's servers always are in the internet. Cats.cool is the IP, the port. Well, later when we're done with D&D. Where we can play while we're playing D&D, right? That would not work. Not that game.
No, not this game. I'm trying to save the server though.
Yeah, cats.cool is the IP. The port was 16261, I think, whatever default is.
I just typed it in on the deal, and it popped up for me.
Cool. Password's riffraff.
Okay. Wrong server password given. Oh.
He gonna play with us. I think Pika gonna play with us.
Awesome. Have us
I
a
think-
fucking squad.
Ninja's gonna play with us.
Yeah.
Kriya's gonna play with us. Professor already has it. Jodab has it.
I mean, after we get
Kriya
done doing all these
Ninja, and
fights
we're fucking there.
and get back to town, you know.
All right.
all of that, like, what, 10,
I
11?
was typing a bunch of stuff. Have you tried to disarm the trap yet?
No, but I did investigate the squares with the 3 weapons racks and the armor racks. I rolled a 26 and a 28 respectively. Started
Yeah.
on this side, went around this way, they came this way.
You want to do the same thing we did before?
Yes, absolutely. Well, no. There's like people in here with me actively. You can set it on the table. They'll all see me steal shit if I steal shit.
Gotcha.
And then I'll start disabling the trap on the chest, okay? As you're doing the loot. I'll wait till you announce what's on the loot before I tell you my roll or whatever. So I don't distract you.
The chest is part of it, so let's get that out of the way.
It's all gone. I think somebody.
25.
Well, you already did an investigate to find the trap when you went over the chest there, so...
Oh, well, add 2 to that, and it's a 27. That's my disarm then.
Gotcha. Okay. You successfully disarmed the trap. The trap has what is it? It sprays acid everywhere when you open the lid, but you
Dissolve
can
all the books.
But you can stick a dagger in there that holds down the release lever as you open the lid, and as long as you keep it depressed, it won't fire the acid everywhere. So you manage to pop it open, but somebody's got to hold that button down, otherwise acid will go everywhere.
Well, I'll hold the button. Well, you hold the button since you're disarming it, and I'll put the stuff next to the chest from it.
Okay.
No
So
worries.
you take all the items out of the chest, and then you close the lid so it won't go off, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we do? Can I do an investigate first inside of the chest in case there's a secret compartment?
You look around for secret compartments.
I missed. I got an 8 on.
You wasted all your good rolls helping me, huh?
I know.
There's absolutely no secret compartments in here.
I know. Oh, I tried. And then we'll take a look. I'll take a look in the shelf as well, and the items around.
All right.
See what's around.
I give the Minx brothers, let's see, each one of the 100 gold gems, the amber and the pearl, and then one of the 50 gold gems, the moonstone and the castle den from the other rooms. I'm gonna take those off the list for their help.
Okay, so after you thoroughly loot the room, you'll find all of the items that I'm putting on this note card here. Just double check that I've got things set up correctly.
How'd you find it, Potato?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
typed in what?
Cat, KATT, and then at the bottom I checked like
Just in
empty
the
server
filter you searched it?
and password protected.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
on the weapon racks, on the shelves,
Oh,
and in the
no.
chest, you find a wizard staff, a flamboyant helmet, a mysterious vial, a strange crystal, 2 hickory framed paintings of Lord Gareth, oil of dragonbane, spikes, mithril blowgun needles, mandrake root ingredient, a bundle of ash arrows, oil of slipperiness. They are made of the wood known as ashwood. Mundane whetstone, scroll case, sprig of mistletoe, another bundle of arrows, another scroll case, a quiver. There's a spell scroll on the shelf, which looks mighty powerful, like a really long spell. On the racks, you find a variety of very, very old armor. Armor and weapons. They're all listed as ancient.
Cool. Let's see what the weight.
Wow.
Do you think this weighs over 300 pounds?
Probably not.
I throw it all in the bag of holding unless anybody else objects to it.
What's that flamboyant helm? What does it look like?
It's very flamboyant.
No, I get that, but what is it made of?
A flamboyant material. And in this case, flamboyant doesn't mean that it's exquisite or extravagant. It means it's on fire and it floats.
Ninja,
Nah.
can you describe it?
I'm
It's
looking
covered
up a
in
description.
peacock feathers.
What's that?
It's covered in
It's-
peacock feathers.
Made out of peacock feathers.
It's very
Seeing if I can find a
flamboyant.
description.
I've
Okay.
I've got the wand of identify too.
So the helmet, it doesn't cover your mouth, but it does come down over your nose and your cheeks, and it's got sort of like green eyes that you look through. It's got a bit of a ridge up the top of your head, like a mohawk made of metal. And it's got like metal elf ears coming out the sides, and it's got some like chainmail dangling in the back. And it's got a bunch of colorful feathers, making it look sort of peacockish with various colored feathers sticking out from it.
Mm-hmm.
Does
You know
anybody
who would love that flamboyant helmet? Just saying.
do you anybody have detect magic?
I do.
No,
Yes,
not
I
here.
do.
Oh, do you?
You should
Yeah.
Help
cast
us?
it on this loot, and I'll identify it all. That's anything that's magical.
Ken
I wanna
put a
get that,
spell slot for me, and I think Antonio has a wand.
Yep.
Which would be better.
I wanna get-
Antonio,
I want
roll
to
a
get that
perception.
feeble mind. Scroll.
Those gems that you gave the Minx
But I'm
brothers,
not
you should
there.
put it on their tokens.
Mine crashed.
I'm not there with you guys though.
Roll a perception. I scream as loud as I can. Dabba!
No. I used the Rockla sending to
Oh yeah, we
to
have
you.
one of those.
Come
I
over here.
forgot.
And be careful with the trip wire.
Did you say you added the gems to their tokens, or we need to?
No, you should, because
Okay, I will.
I say, but it's cold over there.
Come,
Ugh.
stop whining.
Come on, piggy.
I know Ninja sometimes checks that to see if they have the money to buy things in town or sell things.
Yeah, that's a good call.
What happened? You gave stuff to the
Yeah,
bros?
when I unlocked the coffins, I gave them each 100 gold piece gem and a 50 gold piece gem.
Leave the pig at the entrance. Don't bring it here.
I marked it on their tokens though.
What?
Cool.
No, pig.
There's a tripwire.
Where's the tripwire at?
Stop. I take my arrow and I point it to your pig.
Oh.
You see Absworth pointing at this tripwire here.
I don't see no tripwire. Oh well. And I just walk around, like walk over the wall.
It's as thin as a spider web.
I walk sideways on the wall. And just come over here to you guys.
I point at this giant pile of loot in the floor right here, and I say, "Do you mind casting detect magic on this, please?"
Ooh. Okay. Hold on, I cast the detect magic with the wand.
And I'll say, Professor, let me know if, or Chris, Morkan, let me know if you find anything interesting on the shelf that needs to be.
No, there's this.
Need help examining it.
There's this very this scroll over here. That seems to be a powerful spell, but I'm not good with spells. I might be able to use that, or maybe we can spell that.
Ooh, a scroll of feeble mind. That's something I could cast.
DC 18 though, very difficult.
One day I could cast that.
Yeah, you could cast it now. It would just be very hard.
Is the scroll
You'd probably fail a lot.
Is the scroll the only thing on that shelf, or is there any books except for that?
There's books, but none of them are interesting.
Okay.
I take them all and put them all in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I have 12 charges left on the wand to detect magic. There it is.
I think a mundane book is probably worth a couple gold if you can find a bookstore to sell them.
Can I get that feeble mind?
The thing is, we can market them as books owned by an ancient vampire lord and make more money off of them that way.
Yeah. We could see what a vampire might be interested in.
I would like to read those books as well before, so I get some ancient knowledge. Maybe there's good stories in there.
Have you marked everything, Ninja? I was gonna lock it, yeah.
I put a little
I
put a little asterisk next to all the things that glow.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my wand of identify and cast it on all the things that glow. So that's one.
That flamboyant helmet stands out to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we know.
Not a whole lot of good stuff there, huh?
I'll probably take the mandrake route and maybe some of the arrows if you guys don't mind.
A lot of materials, huh? Yeah. What about in is this all the stuff out of his room?
I cast it 6 times. I'm gonna take it off. Yeah.
Staff of Frost, Helm of Comprehending Languages, Bloodwell Vial +2. That's really good for sorcerers. Ioun Stone of Intellect. Oil of Slipperiness was already labeled. You didn't have to spend one on that.
Another one of intellect? What?
Boo.
They don't stack. I
want it.
You already have one.
I don't have. No, I have that headband of intellect.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. An Ioun Stone is an Ioun Stone.
You can't have two of the same Ioun Stone, but you can have an Ioun Stone and a headband of intellect. But you can't go above 20, I don't think.
Oh.
No.
Then how do you have 21 decks?
Me because of my the potions I take.
Yep, it says your intelligence score increases by 2 to a maximum of 20.
I only have 19 intelligence anyway, though.
Yeah, you could get 1 point from it.
Yeah, but the thing is with the headband puts you. It doesn't raise your intellect by an amount. It puts your intellect at that amount.
Oh, so even if I took the Ioun Stone, it would just raise. Okay,
it would raise your
less effective.
Yeah, it would raise your base intellect, and then the headband would raise it to 19.
Got you. Okay, so it actually probably, well, it would, yeah, that wouldn't be very useful for me. Somebody else would probably need to take that then. Anybody else that uses intellect?
I use it.
I use
Uh,
intellect.
Yeah, you.
I
probably
use
it.
charisma.
Yeah, Professor probably should get it. He doesn't
I-
really get any items. He never asks for anything.
Yeah, well, isn't intellect like his spell casting
No,
stat?
my
No.
spellcasting's charisma, but I was gonna start making spell scrolls, which requires me to make Arcana checks because I'm proficient in that, but
Yeah.
which needs intellect.
Yep.
I mean,
Sounds
no one
good.
else is like, yeah, we don't really have like an intellect. Yep,
I
that's
would
fine.
during downtime. I plan to start making scrolls.
Sounds good.
Dr. Oz
I like-
says rubbing coffee grounds on your naked body prevents cellulite. Apparently, you
helm
can't
of-
do it in Starbucks, and now the cops are here.
I like that helm of language though.
Whoa, whoa,
I'm
whoa!
sure
The
you
helmet
do.
language is the
I
flamboyant helmet.
mean, it is a wondrous
Uh-huh.
item.
So
So what does it do? You know,
That's the thing.
Potato.
Comprehend languages gives you
Yo,
the cantrip or the first level spell. Comprehending languages probably.
Wow, that's super
That-
interesting.
is that all it does? Is a
So if you
wondrous
had
item?
20 intelligence and you wore the headband of intellect, you would actually go to 19.
Yeah, I would reduce it.
Wow.
That Staff of Frost is only used by Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. So only you or Professor could use it.
Was
I
there
know Professor's a Lightning man and doesn't use Staff, so that'd probably be an item for you.
ever an answer why this was duplicated?
Death of Frost.
I duplicate. Oh no, no answer.
I'll take it, but
All right, so yeah, Iron Stone Intellect Professor, you gonna take that?
y'all
I
found
wouldn't
lots of
mind it.
loot.
I would
All
use
right,
it.
yeah, take it. You can delete it.
Here, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do loot distribution on this one.
Is there any details on that Staff of Frost?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
This was the other
it's-
pile, right? Did you
Yes.
want to check these?
Yes, absolutely. And there's stuff that I took off of those that I would definitely want checked, but not while everybody's around.
what about the
Can I get a
ancient
promotion?
sword and the shield? Are those magical?
Nah, you put an asterisk next to them, and
Oh, so none of the ancient weapons are,
nope.
are magical.
no.
They're all
We're gonna
mundane.
turn we're gonna turn those into the Baron and say we return these from the grasp of a vampire. Some of the ancient elven artifacts that were tainted.
Hmm.
Maybe you can return them to their proper owners and get some political points from him. The Staff of Frost, very rare, requires attunement. You have resistance to cold damage while you hold the staff. It has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it, using your spell save DC. Cone of Cold takes 5 charges, Fog Cloud takes 1 charge, Ice Storm takes 4 charges, or Wall of Ice takes 4 charges. The staff regains
Yeah,
1d6
that's
plus
awesome.
4 expended charges
Right.
daily at dawn.
I'm using a quarter
Give
staff
that
right
to
now,
the
so
sorcerer. Yeah, I mean,
Your
perfect.
hammer, Professor.
Him.
Professor.
two,
Yeah,
eight,
Professor uses them like spears and shit, right? Or-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I use
exactly.
spears, pole arms, glaives.
So, Joe and Krios are gonna fight over the helmet, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the
What does that
Bloodwell
do?
vial?
Like,
I'll tell
is
the
there anything
brother.
special about it other than what Joe said? You get the spell because it's like a wondrous item. And
What spell is it?
It's a helm of
I'm talking about
comprehending
the helm
language.
of comprehending languages. I can look it up myself, I guess.
Well, it has charges, and you can just you use a charge to understand
all it
any
does?
language for like a little bit.
That's a wondrous item. That's all. That's it.
That's
You
what
can
I
use an
understood it as.
action to cast the comprehend languages spell from it at will.
Yeah,
There's the link.
but it has charges.
There's the link for the Frost
Oh
staff.
shit.
Staff of Frost Potato.
Mm-hmm.
Does it recharge every
Well-
day or something?
Y'all go
Bloodwell
ro-
vial.
Roll for it.
Bloodwell vial. +2. Rare. Requires attunement by a sorcerer. To attune to this vial, you must place a few drops of your blood into it. This vial can't be opened while your attunement to it lasts. If your attunement to the vial ends, the contained blood turns to ash. You can use the vial as a spellcasting focus for your spells while wearing or holding it, and you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throw DCs of your sorcerer spell. The bonus is determined by the vial's rarity. In addition, when you roll any hit dice to recover hit points while you're carrying the vial, you gain 5 sorcery points. The property of the vial can't be used again until the next dawn.
Only Potato can use it.
Yep, that's a +2
Yeah,
to your
that's
spell. to your
good
DC,
potato loot there.
I'll take it.
Those are a couple of fucking amazing upgrades for you, dude. Holy shit. Staff of Frost is badass.
I
It is
like the
pretty badass.
I like the helmet for my scribe stuff that I do. That way I don't need anyone to translate everything for me when they're a book of different languages.
That's up to all you guys. I don't want it. You know, it's up to you and Joe. Roll
It's-
for it or whatever.
My character would try to fight for it.
then yeah, y'all figure it out. Yeah, roll for it or whatever.
Three-way
think
rock,
it's
paper,
fucking
scissors. Let's
hilarious.
go.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I don't want it.
I don't think that's like necessarily better for either of you, so it's just kind of meh.
I already got a helmet that I have that makes me
I rolled
allows
a
me to use
15 on a d20.
So since you
This
did a
guy's
detect
so
magic and you had this other pile of items, I marked the 3 things that were glowing out of that pile as well: the pan flute, the goggles, and the strange wooden box.
I will cast 3 more detect magics.
What,
Or
what is
identifies, I mean, I'm sorry.
I knew what you meant.
2 out of 3 or like higher or lower? You just rolled the dice.
Whoever rolls higher on a d20, I would assume. I don't know if that's if you want to do best of 3, you can.
I
man.
think
Hey,
you
we'll
guys
do a deck of
need
cards.
to have a debate over who needs it more.
I
And
say-
Or
it's
that,
judged-
yeah.
and
I
it's
mean, it's
judged by
between
the
you
rest
guys, you
The
know.
rest of the party judges who he thinks the winner.
Okay. You identify
Yes,
the
maybe.
3 items in the pile as a folding boat, a goggles of night, and a pipes of the sewers.
Ooh, folding boat? That's fucking
What?
great.
What's a
That's a
folding
great
boat?
Goggles
Boat.
of night?
Hold up.
Are you serious?
Oh, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I-
if you know the thing is, if you get the helmet, you can't wear the goggles of night.
I know. Well,
It's
I
on the
can't wear
card there.
Goggles of night anyways right now because I have the monocle on.
What are the goggles of night? What are those?
Give you night vision.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty obvious.
That's
I
so
kinda
cool,
think-
though. That folding
something
boat's
to me.
badass.
It is, right? Folding
Yeah.
boat's a great item.
What is that?
Pipes of the
Is
sewers.
this
You must
the-
be
I love
proficient
that.
with wind instruments.
Oh, there's
Well,
more items?
I'm
Yeah.
proficient with.
Yeah,
Apparently, there's a pan flute for
Yeah,
Joe.
the pan flute makes rats and giant rats indifferent towards you and will not attack you unless threatened or harmed.
I don't
Yeah.
need the helm. I actually need the goggles at night.
They
I don't
have-
need the helm.
They have 3 charges of call forth swarm of rats.
You become the Pied Piper with that thing.
That's cool as shit, actually. Yeah.
I can be the pipes guy because I'm proficient with those.
Hey, what was that vial's level?
Plus
Plus
whatever
2.
it's called. Plus 2. So it's rare.
Yeah, +2 to all your spell attacks and your DC, spell DCs.
Legit,
let's
man.
Damn,
That's
dude.
pretty much the
That's-
best item he could have gotten out of this.
I'm gonna take the pipes of the sewers if nobody else wants them.
Are you proficient with those?
Yeah. Duh.
Okay,
I
I'll
can
take
shit
the,
a horn. I can shit into a horn and make barbarians appear. Of course, I can
Oh
blow up
my
a piece of wood and make
Pipes
rats.
of the sewers to Barker, helm of comprehending languages to Creus, and the goggles of night to Joe.
Feeble mind.
And the folding boat to Casimir.
Who was that? Who was that in Myths and Monsters that
You can
had
have the folding boat.
the rat
I know
werewolf
swim well.
with a
That's my
army
case.
of rat pets?
They had the
I
what?
wanted that feeble mind as
There-
well.
Someone was playing a were rat that had like an army, like a rat mount and rat pets.
Wasn't that Wowie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
remember
Does
it.
that
Probably.
sound fair to you guys? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we like to play furry characters.
unless Joe, I guess, might be able to make a case for the pipes. He is a bard, but
I have
Yeah,
a.
he's
I just got a new.
just got some instruments. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I'm
seems
good.
fair. I mean, I don't know. Creus, cool with that. You
What's
get
that?
your helm of comprehending languages.
All I've been
Yeah.
doing with those pipes
Yeah,
is
I'll use
get
that.
carried in my
Joe,
bag anyways.
Did you notice the sheet of parchment with poetry and
Did
elven
any-
script and in celestial script? 2 different.
Did anybody else
Um,
want the folding boat? I just think it's
I want
cool.
all
That's
the-
the only reason I wanted it.
Of course you do.
That poetry. I need that
Um,
poetry too.
That's what Barker was saying earlier, that Joe is definitely going to want these 2 items. Can't steal those.
Those arrows
What's that? Oh, the
were-
boat.
No, the poetry.
There's 2 things
Oh.
with poetry in here. I was
Yep.
like, definitely can't have those. Joe will
yeah.
cry if I pull out some ancient poetry from a tomb that he didn't get to see.
Was any of these arrows magical?
Nope.
Nope.
Including the ash one?
Nope. Ash is just a kind of wood, just like hickory or
You gotta roleplay giving those to me,
oak.
by the way.
I'll
What's that?
walk up to you, serenading you in the language of celestial, and you'll have no idea what I'm saying. And you say, "Where did you hear all those beautiful angelic sounds?" And I'll hold out a piece of paper, and I say, "I just read it off this piece of paper."
I'm going to go take a quick break to make some coffee. So,
If
I'll
only
be back in a bit.
I had a helm of comprehension
Ahoy there.
to understand these words.
Does anyone of you? Can I take one of the
What
stacks
does
of arrows?
the
Do you mind?
DMG stand for again on all these
Dungeon
items?
Master's Guide.
Damage.
Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah.
It's just telling you the page. You can find it in the book.
Fucking folding note.
Oh.
That's cool as shit. Might have
Got
some fun.
202 damage on this fire staff.
And TCE stands for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, or
Yeah.
Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Well, that was
gonna-
cool. Everybody
gonna-
got some cool
yeah.
shit, especially fucking Potato. My god, dude.
Bro, Potato,
I mean,
Chris,
He
Kaz,
just got
Pork,
+2 to all his spell attacks and DCs.
and
Hey.
Fucking
recharges.
legit.
And like a
Recharges
bunch
his-
of fucking ice spells he can just use whenever he
And
wants.
Mhm.
that, I know, the best part of that Bloodwell vial actually is that anytime he recovers hit dice, he recovers sorcery points. So he can take short rests and get his short sorcery points back.
What?
Or
With
sorcery
what?
points.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
pretty legit.
Anytime you spend a hit dice, you can recover 5 sorcery points.
What are sorcery points for?
That's how he casts his spells,
Oh, it's like spell slots.
You know,
basically.
well, he
Hmm.
can use them to make spell slots, but mainly it's used for crafting spells. Like he can like, you know, normally like a wizard or something could throw a fucking fireball. A sorcerer can like craft the magic using sorcery points to avoid hitting allies.
Yeah, I can fireball
Spell-
everybody
spell
but you.
sculpting.
Yeah, that's cool
I-
as
Yeah, spell
shit, man.
sculpting.
I took
That's incredibly good.
Take all the
Yeah.
ingredients, Chris. We know you
Oh, I
want.
can't wait for fireball,
Yeah,
man.
go ahead.
I'm gonna be like,
Oh.
I took one stack of arrows, but the scroll case. Do you want that, Barker? Because you've been
No, I've
using
already
that
got
quite a
one.
bit.
I've got one.
Okay. Is there anybody else that would want scrolls that could use that? Because that's pretty useful.
Jodad loves them.
What scrolls?
It's a scroll case only.
I mean, I could use a
He
scroll
is about
case.
to start crafting
Yeah,
spells.
I mean, I have to
so-
buy one if we get back to town, anyways. But
Mm-hmm.
So do I level up? Do I go ahead and level up to level 5?
No,
No,
you
we
gotta
have
wait till you take
to,
a long
rest,
rest.
yeah.
Okay,
will-
so Potato. Sorry, Professor. 1 second. Have you taken the staff and added it to your inventory?
Yeah, I put it on my character sheet.
Okay. Krios, have you added the helm to your inventory?
Yep.
Potato, have you added the Bloodwell vial to your inventory?
Yes.
Professor, have you added the Ironstone of Intellect to your inventory?
yes,
Okay. I'll take the paintings and put them in the Pillars of Olympia as a trophy in the guild hall. Anybody want an Oil of Dragon's Bane? I'm pretty sure that just gives you bonus attacks to dragons. Probably be, whoever's fighting dragons would need that.
Meh.
I think that'd be pretty useful for later on. Keep
I'll
that.
just put it in. I'll just leave it in the bag of holding. It can be part of group loot. Let's see. 10 spikes. Anybody want some spikes?
Nah.
Okay, no. 50 blowgun needles. Nobody has a blowgun. Okay, you took the mandrake root, right, Krios?
Not yet. I got.
Barker, you have a blowgun.
I sold it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
the
used to.
+2, the +2 blowgun.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. It did a total of. I mean, it was a 1d4 plus 2, and it had an effect that could only be used once a day.
Dang.
It was just worth a lot of money.
the Oil of Dragon's Bane is a +1 to attack and damage, and makes 18 to 20 all criticals against the creature of the Bane.
Okay. So
Oh,
it is a +1 to attack and damage regardless of what you're attacking, or
Very
is it
good.
only to creatures of the Bane?
No, it's the creature of the Bane.
Okay, so if you're
Bane
doing that-
oils +1 to
okay.
each, and
Did you
crit on 18.
I'm back.
did you get the mandrake root? For,
Yeah, I
Nit?
just copied and pasted, so you can delete it.
That
Alright.
sculpture of a bugbear, we could send that to Bostwick. I think he
True.
would love it.
Sure.
You could.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Which
take
arrow
that
did
oil
you-
of slipperiness.
Okay. Did you take the 20 ash arrows or the other arrows?
I already deleted them.
Okay.
The ones
so
I took.
does anybody need 20 arrows?
I can take them again. Like I do have the space, but you guys have been shooting them, so you can split them if you want.
I just bought a
there.
bunch of arrows before we came on this adventure.
Yeah.
Give them to the Minx brothers.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
give
true.
those to the Minx brothers. Okay, taking them off the list. Somebody add it to the Archer Minx's character sheet or something. 20 ash arrows. Potato took the oil of slipperiness. Anybody want a whetstone? Completely useless.
Nope.
Professor's taking the scroll case. Oh, something happened.
Like just 1% at a time on the card.
Yeah, I think someone else clicked on it and deleted something.
What, that blank note card? Were you editing that?
No.
Sorry, I deleted a blank note card. I didn't know you were doing
no,
anything to it.
somebody was. I was trying to delete stuff off the note card as people added it to their sheets, and somebody clicked on it. I think I deleted something I wasn't supposed to.
Oh.
Well, there's that scroll of level 8, whatever.
Yeah, I think
I
Joe was
took
trying
it.
to copy that. That's what.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah, I already did. I already got
All
it.
right, Briga mistletoe, Krios. That's an ingredient. Do you want it?
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, make that ×2 because I've got one of those on a sheet that I had been saving to give to you anyway. So just put 2 of them in your inventory, okay?
I copied it.
There were 2 scroll cases. Do you want one too, Joe?
I got one already.
All right, then.
I got
Professor.
the iron skull case.
Okay. Professor got one too, so we'll delete both of those.
So
you need
much
a-
loot.
Anybody need a quiver?
It's not magical.
Nope.
I'm
Just a
good.
quiver. Give it to the Minx brothers.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's what we're left with from that one, and we'll go to the next card now. Gems. We'll add those for monetary for selling.
Yeah, we can.
Sculpture,
We can.
sculpture of a bugbear. We're gonna
Alright,
give
I'm
that.
back.
We're gonna give that to
Alright.
Bostwick.
Did you give anything else to the Minx brothers while I wasn't here?
Arrows, 20
arrows.
arrows, the ash arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, and a
just
quiver.
20 ash arrows and a quiver.
There were 2 stacks of those, so 40.
I grabbed
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah,
I
so
grabbed
just
one
20.
stack. Yeah, because I've been
Should
using
give them something too that's kind of like
I gave
Good.
them money, but yeah, we
Okay.
can give them other stuff too. Give them
Well,
the potion
they
hero.
aren't getting the folding boat.
give
What's
them
the
like a
potion
whetstone
of-
and some other bullshit.
What are they going to use a boat for? They live in the woods.
Right.
They don't even live near a river.
I'd like that potion of heroism if you guys don't mind. Is there anybody else that would like it, or?
No, I can cast heroism. I guess like a better version of it, but
I was gonna give it to the Minx brothers to replace the ones they'd use.
Seems
but you
good.
can have it. They're cheap. They're cheap and common. That's the reason I didn't really think we need any of us
Oh,
needed it.
yeah.
We could just buy them.
The spell gives you immune to frighten, but apparently the potion
What's the
doesn't.
potion of clairvoyance?
It gives you clairvoyance.
Someone taking that already?
No,
Thought about it,
I
but
left it.
nah.
I
I'm
left
another
it
note
there for you guys.
What does clairvoyance do though?
There's this thing called Google, and it tells you anything you need to know.
Yeah,
I'm
there's,
already-
yeah, there's that
I'm
thing you have to
already
search.
on it.
You can use it.
Trying to spell clairvoyant, but it autos.
Anybody want the burnt oathor fumes? It's a poison. It's very valuable. If nobody else does, I'll take it. But I took a lot of stuff off this card, so I figured I should leave some good stuff for you guys. Other than
Somebody doing the
Look,
money.
that potion of clairvoyance. We could have seen the guy. That should go to Potato.
I'd like a
Potion of
poison.
See
clairvoyance needs to go to.
invisibility or true sight.
that,
Yep.
you say you want the poison, but
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take the potion of clairvoyance.
Okay, I'll take care of deleting stuff. Copy
Where's-
the things you want to add, and
where's
I'll
the-
delete it.
Where's the poison?
Burnt oathor fumes.
Okay,
Vial.
I see it.
Yeah, take that potion of clairvoyance, Potato, so that you can
Yeah.
cast the thing on him next time, and then we can trap him and kill him.
I copied.
Huh.
All right.
Hmm.
Potato, did you get the potion already?
Yeah, I got it. I
Wait.
just haven't taken it off the card. I haven't been touching the card.
What up, Professor?
I'm just reading what the potion of clairvoyance does. It doesn't give you see invisibility.
Gives you clairvoyance.
Yeah,
It uses
Oh.
clairvoyant.
yeah. Clairvoyance creates a sensory object at a location of your choice, and you can choose to see or hear through the object. The object can be seen by see invisibility or true sight.
Cool.
Yeah, I just see that. I didn't. Just all see invisibility.
So
Very
you could
nice.
use clairvoyance outside of town to look inside of town at a spot you know for 10
spy.
minutes.
It's like a
Exactly.
spy thing.
But if
You go-
somebody has see invisibility or true sight, they will detect your clairvoyance looking at them, which might be bad.
Ah.
Yeah, but you know, for those Kazanir missions that we have to do to figure out if that other guard is worthy, maybe that'd be worth to be able to understand and see
Ninja.
what he's thinking.
Give the rest of the stuff on
Spy
this
on him.
card to the Minx brothers. As payment.
Yeah, we already know that dude's bad news though.
I know, but if you need like proof and to bring it to the Baron,
Yeah, it actually might be pretty good for
Oh.
you.
And I heard him. I don't know.
And then everything else we'll put in group loot and we'll sell later.
just put it on the side, I guess, somewhere
Yeah,
where we
yeah.
put it by Kaz Larry's brew. Normally,
Here.
it's a good spot.
I'll just like put a zone of truth on his ass in front of the Baron when I level. Well,
There you
if I
go.
level up.
Well, we all leveled up if we rest. after this fight.
We didn't kill the vampire guy though. He got
I heard if
away.
we win the fight, if we survive the fight, that's what I heard.
Everyone's like, "Fuck you, Kev. Fuck out of here."
If I tune
I
to fight
like
with
it.
Sewers, that's the last thing I can attune to.
This is what is this card here? Folding board. What is this? Oh, that's
Folding
just
boat.
a
This is
Oh,
that
okay.
was the loot distribution I was
Oh.
writing down before we started deleting everything.
Oh shit! Look at this. Oh man, that boat is cool.
Oh yeah, it really is. Hey Ninja.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a list of things that I detected were magic once I got. Well, I'm gonna send you the list of the things I stole. Will you tell me if any of them were magic, and I'll identify them?
Yep.
In secret.
In secret.
Was somebody keeping track of like all the shit to sell and the money and stuff or whatever?
Yeah.
Are you able to
It's hard
detect
to
magic?
review,
Like,
but
how will you know what to
got
check?
it. Good.
Joe cast it in the area I was standing, so the stuff
Ah.
that was in
Well,
was on me
detect
was-
magic means I can see magic stuff.
It's in front of
Oh.
your name card.
So you're gonna have to show Joe some things if you want to
You
ID
want me to
them.
keep
I
track
asked
of it?
Joe if I can borrow his wand
I normally just put them there. It's kind of a safe spot.
and use one
Yeah,
charge of it, please.
I'll add it all up when we're done.
I just used
Cool.
everything. I told you what was magic.
Dabbus.
The stuff
I
he
think you know
stole.
by now why I need that wand, if you don't mind.
It's the stuff that he stole from the crypts.
I go. I could just tell. I can still see magical stuff if you just show me. I can point it out for you.
Yeah, but I want to look at the stuff first before I decide if anybody else gets to look at it. It's part of what I do. Have you not figured? Like,
Okay.
you've seen this
I-
already, right? This is not new.
Not
This is
this.
not new.
It's okay.
Real hot girl
I-
shit.
I'm happy to share, but I want to look at these things.
Since you
first.
gave me the poetry, I will give you the watch. I
And
just
then
hand him the wand.
and when you hand me the wand, I'll actually pull out another sheet of parchment, and it's got elven poetry on it instead of celestial. And I smile and I say, "Thank you. Friendship begets rewards, don't you see?"
You sly dog.
Hey,
And I cast detect magic on myself, and then I give it back. Give you the wand back.
Happy magic finding, and I thank you for the identifies. You did identify the shit for us, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
it was there. Anyways, I run up against the wall and do like a wall walk back to the pig and sit on the pig, and the pig turns around and we go.
I actually didn't steal as much as I thought I did.
Yeah, just a couple items, I think.
I took 2 extra potions that I didn't list on
Nah.
the list, but yeah.
So, like 4 items.
I'd like to
Yeah.
dissect this giant
1, 2,
creature at some
3,
point too.
4. I took 6 things out of that whole list.
The Sanctuary Guardian was a construct made of stone. When you defeated him, he totally crumbled into just rock worth nothing.
And one of them was
No.
only worth 7 gold.
I'm talking about the greater basilisk.
Didn't you
I
already
want-
harvest the shit out of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
spent like hours doing it.
Yeah.
So, what like the eyes? Can I collect? I have that, and
Yeah, I
what
thought you already
spells do?
I thought you already listed all that
Well, you
stuff.
had to have a cleric come down and make a potion
Yeah.
to get Jodab not be stoned.
Oh, we didn't really define like what I could extract from it. So
Gosh,
that's
Joe,
the-
quit being
the
so
one I'm asking.
stoned.
Yeah, I just said it's a CR10 creature. Just mark it on your info as basilisk parts.
How much is he? He's saying how much did he get?
Oh man.
You got 300 pounds of basilisk guts.
It's up to you. How much can you carry? Are you extremely overburdened now because you're carrying around like hundreds of pounds of basilisk part?
Well, my bag of holding is almost completely full after all this loot.
I'm strong, but
You're really limited by how much you can carry here. It's a huge basilisk. It weighs thousands and thousands of pounds.
I'll have to do a few trips, I think.
So I mean, if you want to take the eyeballs, that's no problem. That's probably just a
much
couple pounds of eyeball.
How much could a giant ebony fly carry?
Mm,
I got
That's
my
around it, for sure.
I got my big bear too. I can stack stuff on its back, and I'm gonna use my bear to bring stuff back.
I'll say
Should put it in a chest.
You could load the fly up as well.
Yeah, fill up a chest and put it on the bear's back.
Why is the basilisk
Oh.
humping everything?
The giant fly has a strength of 14, which I think, what is it, like times 5 for carry weight?
I'll bear back just a second, guys.
My bear has
70 pounds.
70, he could go up to 140, but he'd probably be slowed down, have a difficult
So how
time
can he be
flying.
used as a mount? He can barely carry me. Do mounts work differently?
Double check carrying capacity. It might
My
be
bear
doubled
can-
because he's large.
Yeah, my bear is large and it has 19 strength.
Might be times 10 for a mount. Let's see here. So multiply your strength score by 15. Is that right? That seems wrong to me. Mounts can be blah, 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 blah.
So the discussion I'm seeing, it says, that is right, it's strength times 15, but it says the book says a riding horse can carry a weight of 480, but its strength is only 16. That means that according to the rules, it should only be carried 240. So I guess mounts double their carry weight of strength total.
Well, my bear can carry 285. So right there, that's quite a bit. And then maybe Kez in there can help if he still has some.
I actually, dude, I'm always at my weight limit. Like,
You can put it on the back of the
It's equivalent to a pony, and a pony can carry 225 pounds.
well, I don't know. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of coins. Let me check.
fly. Well, you can
That's
put what you
five-
need on the back of the fly.
That's 510 pounds.
It's actually a little bit less. The pony has 1 strength more, so that's like 15 pounds off. So, 15?
Okay.
So we can carry 500 pounds.
Yeah, that should be plenty of guts.
No, that would be 210 pounds.
No,
pretty
but
good,
I have
though.
my bear. I have my bear that can carry a lot too. He has 19 strength.
Yeah, I just can't carry much, man. Like, you know, the
That's okay.
dwarven plate armor weighs 60 pounds. So
okay.
that's like 2/3 of my weight in itself just wearing the armor. So
We
Which is-
got this. I got the bear, and then we got the fly, so we can carry a lot. With that.
It's going to have
I
a
could
pretty big
go,
impact on your bear and your fly. They're going to be almost
I mean, I
unusable.
could go into medium load if we're not going to be fighting and take like a. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Well, what are we doing here?
So the bear and the fly will both have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws that use strength, dexterity, or con. They also lose 20 feet of movement speed.
Well, we don't have to carry it now. We'll just put it like on a side and on our way out, or we'll do that.
Yeah, I think like pursuing the vampire down into the Underdark isn't really an option, huh? Like, you can't like just
Yeah, it's not really meant to be.
rappel down that well, you know. So I assume we return to the Baron, tell him.
Like, if you're hardcore, I'll let you go straight to the Underdark from here, but I doubt you want to.
No, I think we want some rats.
I think he's calling us pussies.
You've just been through a
We
pretty
just-
epic battle.
We have to assess if we've, you know, the vampire
We've-
threat's been handled and we can move on, you know, for now, or if we have to pursue this.
You have
It
driven
hasn't-
him out of the crypts, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been fighting. We fought for about 2 minutes
We need to
in the
seal up
past
that
24
door.
hours.
We'll return, inform the Baron, and then we can go rest, head back to the fort.
I literally cast no spells.
And then see about the Minotaurs. Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
We do have to find Minotaurs, and that's like the next thing. But
Well,
I would like to go across this thing.
There's definitely
Is there
still
a
some
way?
unexplored area.
That's true.
yeah,
Can I
I mean,
take
after
the
that,
spider
you know, when we're all
climb?
done in here, though, I kind of want to go back to the fort. But that's just me. Little week break at the fort sounds nice.
I know Abspor's got to get back to the other place to take care of some actual business for like land development or whatever.
The Minx
Yeah,
brothers
some work.
are going to return to the Baron. What are you guys going to do?
Fair enough.
Is there a way I can go this way?
All right.
We'll
Jodab
return to the
flies
Baron
away,
after they
leaving
do
the
that,
party
yeah.
behind, goes off on his own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up to Razor and wait for him to finish meditating. As I have
I'm
something
assuming I
would like to
finished.
give him.
The question is, can I use these goggles at night now?
Also, Ninja, did you get the list of things I sent you?
Get to spend an hour attuning to him, Joe, I think.
Okay. The first item, not magical, just art.
I listed the second one because I didn't know if I'd need to identify it to make sure if that's what it was.
God, why does that say 20,000 gold pieces?
That's what I was. That's the one I said. Why is this item like this? That's what I said.
Let me look this up.
It says it costs 1,500. I think that's incorrect.
Midnight Tears is supposed to be 1,500. So we'll have to change that. It's clearly a mistake of the random generator. All right. So you will detect a blue glow on the third item, and the fourth item is both blue and red.
Oh, well, I'll use ID on both of those.
Okay.
That is a pretty sick potion, though. That poison, Midnight Tears. A creature that ingests this poison suffers no effects until the stroke of midnight. If the poison has not been neutralized before then, the creature must succeed a DC 17 con saving throw, taking 31 9d6 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
So you identify those two items. There you go.
Thank you. That'd have been helpful earlier. I pull out a little small statue and I hand it to Razor.
What's
Yeah.
it look like?
You'll notice that your eyesight's growing dim. You're having a hard time making out details of things.
Oh, is that from this Falchion?
Falchion?
Falchion, yeah, whatever. It's nothing special, but I found it in those tombs.
I'll take the stone tree. Oh, what?
It's not magical or anything. I just thought it went well with the other things we had found, right?
Yeah, I like it.
And there's that axe too that I don't know where the card went for.
But it's not magical?
No.
That's cool.
You said my eyesight's going dim, Ninja?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the end of an hour, you will be blind.
I'll hold on to Razor's robes and tell him that I think I need to find a priestess, or a druid, or a cleric.
Well, after identifying it, you will be dissuaded from that opinion because they will have no ability to deal with it. It actually says how you can fix it.
Oh, I see. I just now looked at the items. Alright, let's see.
So, what are we gonna do?
So, that's tricky. You can remove curse to get rid of the effect, but if you're holding the item, it'll come back. But the curse can be deactivated if you can find the right kind of person to attempt to deactivate it.
I said, do I not get that save, right? I never got to make that save.
No, it hasn't been an hour yet. I'm just RPing that your vision is slowly fading away.
Got you.
Mama, I can't feel my legs.
Yeah, I'll say to Razor that it seems like the world is darkening a bit. Maybe I should head back up to the surface. It seems like I've been underground too much recently.
You know, I think I saw in the pile of goodies there was like some goggles here at some point.
Do
you see what that Falchion actually does, though? Isn't that a crazy...
Yeah, it's actually amazing.
That's a crazy ability.
But you have to critical to get that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that has wide-ranging effects on a variety of things.
I'll also hand you the great axe that we found, Professor. I'll give it back to you.
Wait, is it a second one?
No, it's the same one, but you had me holding it in my bag of holding.
So you can't carry it?
I can, but I figured you. I mean, we're probably about to go. I just figured you might want to add it to your character sheet.
Yeah, I have it written down, but I have in parentheses that's in your bag of holding.
Okay.
Because,
And
you know, I'm a weak boy.
we still haven't finished this dungeon, really. I mean, like.
No, there's a few more corridors. There's
Yeah.
these room where the spikes are, and it got really warm when we turned around the corner. So
Yeah, we haven't been down here.
Was that the great axe that Razor found?
Yes.
The Air Ganassi one?
Yes.
And we haven't been over here at the very top.
Did you ID that one?
I'm glad for you guys to go over there. You know, those of you that can and check it
No,
out.
I'm
you know?
leaving.
Hang-
I'm ready to leave.
Hang on, did you ID that great axe?
I didn't think it was magical.
We never had a way to tell. I didn't.
Mm.
No, we
Oh.
we didn't have detect magic or
You would-
anything like that.
You would know now though,
Ooh.
since you're going through your bag with it, right?
True. I would. I did have.
Is
ca-
it
cast
magic?
Detect magic.
It
since
is.
I had it on me. Well, I'll cast
Ooh.
identify on that then.
'Kay.
I've used almost half of a wand of identify in this dungeon.
This isn't secret, right? I can just put it on a card.
Is there anything else that needs to be like in the sell to vendor?
Well, me and
shit
Barker are the ones
pile?
who know about it, but
Yeah, only me and Razor would know anything about it, but yeah,
If
it's
it's-
not really secret.
if it's significant, I might
Yeah.
use it.
There we go. I'll just tell you what it does. There you go.
there's
You identified it, Barker, so now you know.
3,000.
Do with
gold as
that
well.
what you will.
3,000 gold as well.
Yep.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
When we
we'll
get back to
lo-
town, I wanted to throw the thing I have in there.
And
too.
we can assume all this random shit sells for half to some vendors in town.
That
Yeah,
is
like-
that is a huge DPS weapon, because
Yeah,
you double the dice on damage, and the enchantment doubles the dice on on a crit. Or,
Yeah.
I meant crit. Yeah. So that
Um,
ends up being, let's see, 24 plus 12, 36 max damage. 37.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And then Kef, these ancient things I think we're gonna donate and sell
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Vampire. But yeah, everything else would sell
Yep.
for the paintings, unless we want to keep them and hang them somewhere, they'll sell for full price because they're artwork, and artwork sells for full
Mhm.
price. This
Um,
pine maul right here,
and
it's
those-
in my bag, but I don't plan on using it. So if anybody wants to, it's listed as in my bag of holding. But I don't
Yeah, I
wanna-
don't know why that was here. I just, yeah.
I don't want
Can I-
to.
The leftover loot was just put here. Yeah.
Where's the leftover loot?
In front of my table.
Was that one ID'd?
the group stuff.
I'm adding up all the money.
Okay,
Just split.
I'm gonna put something else on there too.
Are you out of IDs?
No,
Okay.
I've got plenty. If it needs to be identified, I'll identify it.
This one right here.
No, this I
You
just
can
pulled from the side. I
put
was
it
just
on
looking to
this-
see what
this one.
is.
Oh, okay.
You got that back when you got the light hammer and the pauldrons and all that.
Right. Yes.
'Kay.
I don't know if this has been ID'd either. This Defiler's mangy fur armor, any of this stuff.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it has.
I think
Yeah,
we already sold that shit. I feel like. And
No.
Major
No.
fur and stuff.
I'm pretty sure. Like
It's
what?
been identified. I had the heat resistant trinket, but I give it away because it's not something I needed.
I remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
armlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we did sell those. The heat
Yeah,
resistant.
I just think
Yeah.
this card was just kind of laying off to the side, so I
Alright.
didn't know.
Yeah, that's. You'll just delete that.
Right.
I can't delete it. I'm not promoted.
Oh, did you rejoin or what?
Nah, 3 hours ago.
He's not used to having to promote people.
I think I haven't had to do anything that required me to
Yeah,
be
no one
promoted
told me.
apparently.
So, yeah,
So,
there you are. You're back. So did anyone drop during the game so far?
No?
Joe's died once.
Yeah,
Okay.
almost died.
No, disconnected. That's what I mean.
Oh.
No. No. I just got a bad ping with Potato and Ninja. That's it.
My bag. hold on to it for Razor until he wants it.
It's not even that
Yeah,
bad.
alright, Ninja, there's this pure acid mithril light hammer that's worth 17,000. Is there gonna be anybody that's gonna want to buy that, or are we gonna have to hang on to that and find somebody that will?
Yeah, nobody ever has that much money.
Alright.
We'll have to trade it for favors or something.
Yeah,
Can I just,
you can keep that, Joe.
Can I just tell
That's not even on my
Parker
notes.
about it?
Tell me about what?
Is that really old that you got from somewhere else?
Hell
I
yeah, I
don't
got that shit
know.
from a while back.
Because it's not
I've
in
had
my
that
notes.
thing
There's
for a long
no
time.
pure acid anywhere.
That's from a long time ago.
I've had that thing for a long time. I've been trying to use that to get me money to get a magical instrument
I mean,
from
the shit's like
Icing.
really good, actually, you know, but it's demonic and.
I was gonna use it to start attacking with it, and I was like, oh, I'm not a melee guy. Huh.
Well, it's a thrown weapon.
Yeah.
Like, it's finesse thrown. Like, that would be
Where's
dex
the item at?
thrown. It's on the bottom of the card. Jodad pasted it on the sell card. Like, you would use
How
dex
do you
and
guys wanna
throw that
RP it?
shit, and you do 1d10 plus 1d4 plus 1. Like, that's.
Fuck, I would use that.
I mean, this shit's really good. No wonder it's worth 17,000.
I'll approach Barker about it and be like, hey, I got a confession to make. After that interaction we had over here in the vault, I'll be like, I've had this thing, and now that I have this magical instrument, I don't really need it anymore. But I've been trying to sell it to get a magical instrument, and I haven't been able to sell this thing. Maybe you can help me with it? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I just tell you, I'll give you 1,000 platinum coins for it outright,
I like it.
and we'll keep it a secret between us.
Cool. I'll take it.
You can just tell the party you sold it.
So the pure prefix on that applies 16,000 to the value.
Wow. Because it does 1d. That's the d10 enchantment.
It's an intensely powerful acid enchantment, like
Yeah.
way stronger than the average. That's
Yeah,
well
1d10
into
acid.
well into the rare, possibly very rare category on that. That's why it's worth so much. But it's also impossible to find a buyer unless you're fucking buying a kingdom with it.
I got 1,000 platinum coins.
You just yell that.
No.
But sell for half, so what's that? That's like
8,000.
8,520. That's still a lot.
Yeah.
If you could sell it, yeah.
That's still
That would
like
be nice, but
4 to 8 times more than any individual
you might
merchant
be
is
able
likely to
find
have.
someone, like,
Exactly.
you sell it for a discount to somebody if you really want to get rid of it. Sure,
Well,
somebody would give
Tina-
you like
Tina only wanted to give
4,000
me-
gold for it or something.
You know what that's good for is trade-in value. If you want to get like a really expensive item, you could say, well, I can barter this thing for that.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I tried to trade it to Tina
Go back.
for enchants, and she didn't really want it.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just gonna
she would
use
have
it.
very little use for a weapon. She's not into battling anything.
I found out that the rulers of the realms like very expensive magical items for favors often.
Anyways,
They like fine things. Yeah, I head up to the Baron.
Well-
And I say, I mentioned to Kaz there we should probably report what happened here to the Baron, and donate these ancient armors back to them.
Is that what the whole party's gonna do? Everybody heading up to the surface? The Minx brothers are already gonna head out on their own. If you guys aren't
yeah,
following.
I'm down.
Yeah, we'll follow. I'll have the bear and the fly with all the material from the basilisk.
Okay.
687 gold, guys.
Did you do the calculation? It was 210 for the fly. How much can your bear carry?
Wait.
Like we end up to like 500 pounds.
It's 19 times 15.
you
Who's
want
got
to
a
use
calculator?
the pig?
600 and what pound or gold?
687 gold. I put
What
it in
about the
chat.
pig? The pig can carry stuff too.
Yeah, figure it out. Do the math.
Pig has 17 strength.
Like 285 pounds on the bear. How much strength you said?
So it'd be
17.
255 for the bear.
Everybody get the gold? Yeah.
Yep.
Check.
So we're like at 818 pounds.
Just keep a hold of the pig.
The fly's flying super low to the ground with a heavy burden. He's
Yeah.
like trying to fly, but he's really just basically crawling using
We're
his
basically
wings.
carrying we cut the
We're just
basilisk in
dragging it
chunks.
out. It's dragging the basilisk.
They can
out,
drag for more, can't they?
You just drag the whole basilisk up.
Yeah.
No, seriously, they can drag for more, I believe.
Oh. I'm wondering if the eyes will are still functional. I think I'm gonna ask.
They had to use those to unpetrify Joe.
Well, no, it was a gland.
They use the gland, yeah.
Yeah, it was a gland. It wasn't like the eyes.
So your giant fly can't fly, and he can only move 10 feet per turn, or if he dashes 20.
Okay, that's what's happening.
So it takes you guys a while to get back at this slow
Oh, yeah.
pace, dragging along all that shit.
Yeah, we got 800 pounds of basilisk in the greater
While
basilisk.
pushing or dragging weight in excess of your carrying capacity, your speed drops to 5 feet.
Okay, well, you could go even slower, carry a little bit more, maybe.
We'll just take the whole basilisk. How about that?
There you go.
No, we can just tie it up, and the two animals can carry it, tow
Look,
it.
we're gonna yoke the pig, the bear, and the fly to the basilisk, and drag it up the stairs.
I think they can do it. Yeah.
I pull out a chain from my bag and I chain the fly to the basilisk, and I say, "Your turn."
You can
guys."
push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity, or 30 times your strength score.
So we're gonna tie them all together.
You're not taking the whole basilisk. It weighs 20,000 pounds.
Oh shit!
We'll just cut off pieces of it. you know?
That's what I'm
We
saying.
we got 800 pounds, guys. I mean, we can get a lot done with that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this dungeon. This
Yeah.
dungeon is
a
dead.
second.
To be fair, 90% of that is worthless. It's just meat. You can eat it. It has no value other than that. The things that make magic items tend to be, like maybe a very large bone or like a particular patch of skin or a
Yeah,
claw or
pig
something
can-
like that.
What I was thinking about is like the eyes, the scales, whatever might be sacks of poisons and shit like that.
Most of the weight of the basilisk is of no value unless you're hungry.
The pig can drag 500 pounds.
Joe's still on dragging this damn basilisk out of here.
So past the first 100 pounds, you're just carrying a lot of meat.
All right.
We don't need a bunch of basilisk meat, do we?
So we get 100 pounds of value.
We could go set up a feast at the fort.
do that.
We could use basilisk, a CR10 creature meat, to hold a huge banquet at the fort.
That's true.
Is
There you
it
go.
like tasty and good? I mean, hell yeah.
So
that
it's
sounds
like puffer fish. You need to prepare it right because it quite possibly could be poisonous.
It tastes like chicken, guys.
We have wizards who can purify stuff.
There you go.
Better drink your water.
cool. Well then, yeah, go for it, man.
Let's do it. Fuck
Tastes
yeah.
like chicken.
Okay, just let's make it happen. Let's go.
All right, everybody,
I want to play.
take your figurines off the table. I'm going to change maps.
Oh, there's the brothers.
Minx
I don't know if you want to
brothers.
remove them.
All right, that's everyone. That's all your animals, all your stuff, everything. No cards,
And my
think so.
basilisk.
and your basilisk. All right, let me change maps.
Where was? Whatever.
PJ Masks.
It's Lord Kyle.
Whoa.
Pringles. Bye, Joe.
I'll be right back.
I'm hearing the noises now because I turned my sound up.
Alexa, turn on bedroom.
Trying to figure out how much time has elapsed.
Not a lot, honestly.
Dude, we
2
went
days?
down there straight to the fucking fight.
Two long rests and however long that dungeon took via actions, pretty much.
Is there a rewind for some reason?
I didn't do anything. But,
Yeah,
mean, it kinda
I
looks
think
like a rewind.
we clicked it by accident.
Ah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's reloading.
Clunk,
Okay.
clunk, 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 clunk.
Is everything stable?
I didn't grab my piece off the board.
Oh, I picked it up with a bunch of other characters.
Oh, okay.
I put them back on the table there. I don't know
Yeah.
where we're going to be appearing.
Okay,
Good
so you
shit.
guys come up through this section here with the blood. You have to ask for the guards to pull the lever so that the blade trap stops, and then everybody will be able to get up through to the Baron's retreat. The Minx brothers are going to report to these Harper agents that the vampire has been driven deep into the Underdark. And so they're going to go in here, and they're going to try to find the Hawk, Caresta. Where's he at? Here he is. He's over there eating out his lady. All right, so
He's
Perfect.
No, they had him laying on the bed, so he was eating her.
nice.
It was their betrothal ceremony, man. They had to hit,
Yeah, sure.
consummate the marriage.
So one time she gets it.
all right, so the Minx brothers, they're going to immediately go to Caresta, and they're going to report on the incident down there in the dungeons and how the vampire was driven off. And Caresta is going to nod solemnly, and he's going to look over the group of adventurers, and he's going to say, "You have done a great service for Eskelshorn this day. I thank you, and the Baron, I'm sure, will thank you as well."
This is Caresta right here.
I turn to you guys. Do you think they're going to give us a reward?
You'll see as he's saying that, Absworth is still just walking
Yeah.
down the hall.
The
I
head of the
haven't
city watch to me.
That's
Just
not what I
following
wanted.
ya.
Yeah, there he is. All right.
As you're following me, Potato,
Mhm.
I flip you a ring.
Okay.
It's a ring of warmth. Figured it might come in handy since you have that staff that makes things really cold.
Keep me nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
I say thanks, and I toss you a coin. It's a
I'm not a
medallion of thoughts.
I say I'm not a witcher.
I tossed a coin to the Witcher.
What's the medallion of thoughts?
Yeah, you gotta be
What is it?
attuned to it, but you can use it to cast detect thoughts on people.
I'll just tell you to keep it. I can't attune to anything else.
That ring would have been super useful in that cold room, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. When you linked it, I said that would have been useful in that damn fight.
Would have given a second person the ability to cut the damage down to a quarter.
Right.
I mean, it said you're completely unaffected. That's your equipment.
Yeah, your
temperatures and
items
things.
won't be destroyed. Like I imagine, like if you have like glass vials and it's -50, they might shatter.
I'll just slide it on my finger.
If you're carrying meat, it probably turns into a block of ice that you can barely eat. Stuff
Yeah,
like
right.
that. I'm trying to think of things that would be affected by extreme cold. Okay.
I'll step forward into the Baron's chamber and say, Lord Absforth Dustbrush and the Pillars of Olympia are seeking the Baron's counsel.
Okay. The Baron's here at his desk. Please enter.
I
It's my
wave
dick
Kaz
in
on
a
their,
box.
I wave Kaz on their forward first. In fact, de facto party lead.
Did I just hear
Step
dick in a
up
box?
And, step up and bow. Yeah, bow and give him my dick in a box.
That's my dick in a box.
It's my dick in a box,
Say,
baby.
good to see you again, Baron. I'm happy to report the immediate vampire threat has been dealt with. Unfortunately, the leader was able to retreat deep into the Underdark, but I can almost say for sure that he's going to be there for a while, and the immediate threat is long gone. So happy to report we were able to clear the crypts beneath you here, and think that you might feel safe coming up top. There's a lot of Longbrew up there for you, and would be happy to see you up top, especially when it comes to being the City Watch position being available at the moment. Obviously he should talk to some of the townspeople, see what they think about it. And obviously I just, got rid of a vampire threatening your life, so you're welcome, and I'll hand them the ancient weapons. We also found these down there. I assumed you'd be the best person to give these to. I don't know where they belong, who they belong to, where they truly should be, but they were in the possession of the vampire lord down there, so I assume they are of value or of some importance to somebody, and you would be the person to know that.
Mm.
So I'll present him all the ancient weapons that we found.
As he says that, I pull out my bag of holding and I set on the table in a line all those ancient pieces of armor we found. I'll say that the vampire's corruption has not yet tainted these ancient artifacts of our old allies, my lord. And I bow and step back.
Oh, Dr. Afford, don't you have a painting showing the face of that vampire? Maybe the Baron might be able to identify him.
2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I step forward again.
I'll
bow
take a
again,
look at that.
and I pull out the 2 paintings and I lean them up against the front of the table in front of the armor.
The
Also,
Baron
good
will
news on-
toss you a few coins to compensate you for the value of these art objects. He's going to
I
keep these so that he
dive through
can...
the table, knocking everything to the ground, catching the coins.
Okay. Well, he says he's going to take these and show them to all of the City Watch and all of the guards and the captains. That way everybody knows the vampire's face. If he tries to infiltrate the town again, he should be caught more easily.
Absolutely. Also mention, as far as the other issue at hand with the centaurs, good news there. We're making great progress. As you know, we found a substitute for the drug that seems to be the problem. So that part's covered. And we also are well on track of eliminating the threat to the centaurs and maybe having...
Now, according to my
Custody is in
reports,
charge.
the poaching of the centaurs has really riled up the centaur nation. We are at risk of war with the centaurs, unfortunately.
Obviously of great importance, but, I must apologize. I did believe the threat to your life imminently was of much more danger, so the vampire was of much higher priority for us. But now we are well on that case. I just want to let you know we made great progress, and I'll have some concrete news and some proof of some things real soon for him.
Well, it is a relief to hear the vampire has been driven off and that we now have a way to identify the vampire. This should help with the situation in town.
And say, my lord, it's come to my knowledge that he has the ability to cast greater invisibility on himself, which is probably why none of us could see him or detect him as he was casting his nefarious magics on us.
He became a mist also and escaped through cracks through a wall at some point.
Indeed.
I'll ask around with the various wizards in town. Perhaps one of them will have gem of true seeing or another means that'll aid us in capturing this invisible fiend.
He also charmed one of our friends here.
Vampires are quite charming. I've heard tales of their ability to sway the hearts and minds of those they gaze upon.
Well, I can tell you, he's quite the coward. He kept on fleeing constantly, never wanting to fight.
I'll raise my eyebrow and I'll point back towards the other room and say, doesn't the mage in your hire have a gem of true seeing? She tried to use it on one of my allies' pieces of equipment.
Unfortunately, she's been missing for the past day.
Probably
Missing?
Yeah. Wizards, they often do mysterious things. I'm not concerned yet, but I have had my people keeping an eye out for her return.
Well, if you become concerned, you know where to find us.
Well, you know very well, Baron, there's some people in the city that have been kidnapped and transformed into vampires as well, so...
Yes. We will use caution. That's why I have my people looking for her. Cazenlier.
Indeed.
Cazenlier, I have made a decision. Okay. Mechanically, I rolled for you with advantage, and I rolled a 14. And I rolled for Liagami Woodleaf and rolled a 5. So it is the Baron's judgment that you are the man for the job to replace the previous Lord of the Watch. And so from this day forward, you shall be elevated to the position of... not the bailiff. The bailiff is the other guy.
Captain.
Let me look
Sheriff.
this up real quick.
Count the Chancellor.
Lord Protectorate.
You're the one who chops the head from the people now.
Sir Jaren Bladewalker's official title was Paladin of the Watch, so that will be your official title now. The Paladin of the
Indeed,
Watch.
I'll kneel down and I humbly thank you. I hope to soon have some evidence for you that you made the right decision, and I hope to prove that to you in the future. So I will gladly accept this position and carry it out to my fullest duty and what's best for the people and the people of Askelhorn. So,
As Paladin of the Watch, you will be the highest-ranking guard member, but you will be working under Bailiff Clifton Bladewalker. He, as the bailiff, is still higher ranked than you because he's more like a noble rather than a soldier.
fair enough.
So it's like there's like
I'm quite familiar with Clifton, and Jaren and I had a good rapport, so I think our relationship will be just fine, and we'll work in the fullest capacity.
So he's like the noble and the politician that takes care of stuff, but then you're like the military side of it.
At this point, can I step forward and say, speaking of Clifton Bladewalker, may I make a report on said bailiff?
What have you to report?
I pull out some evidence that we acquired from, what was that lady's name? Eleanor Rigby's house. That implicates him of having an affair and possibly using his power to gain positions for others in the town. And I say, if being a noble and having Askelhorn's best interest in mind is all it takes to be bailiff of the watch, I believe that I myself might be a better fill-in for him.
I was not familiar with this at all.
And I present all the evidence that I acquired when I broke into Eleanor Rigby's house that one time, and I found him promiscuously wouldn't sell a house, gave it to her. He confiscated it from someone, and then rents it to her for a very cheap price, just so he can have his mistress on hand, so he can have an affair.
I must say, Baron, this man has never been wrong. His ways are up there with the best, and he's always right about these things.
I'll tap my logo on my chest and say, we founded an information gathering guild. After all, this is what I do.
All right.
I step up and mention to them that I frequent the tavern very, very often, and I see them together all the time. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, the Baron is going to shrug and say, I can forgive a man his dalliances. If he chooses to take a mistress, it's not really of great concern to me. His task has been to root out the criminal element in town and smite it with an iron fist. He was tasked with uncovering the assassin's plot against me and dealing with any future assassins. So he's been quite the brutal. How should I phrase this? He's been quite brutal in his delivery of law, but that is what I requested of him. And his family is quite well respected and wealthy, so it would probably be a difficult political maneuver to displace him from his position when he has done nothing truly to merit being removed from the position. So I'll take it under advisement and consider in the future if he does anything worse than take a mistress.
I asked for wrongful execution. We had to stop him from executing a young lady that works for the Divinorium just not a month ago.
Are you sure you want to say that?
I didn't say she's a werewolf.
Because you guys kind of prison broke her?
Yeah.
It was kind of
You don't
against
know
the
that.
law and in secret.
Did we?
No
Yes.
one knows that
Yeah,
but
we
me.
did.
I did it.
Cavalier has made his way out of the room and
I
is going to the
did that.
City
Yeah, like,
Watch
I didn't
headquarters.
think
No
anyone
one,
found that.
no one knows that. Razor did that by himself.
Okay.
No
Did
one's
he?
gonna know.
Oh.
Okay.
Then no, I
I-
don't say it. If
So
I
you don't
didn't
say
know
any of
about
that.
it, I don't say it. There's
Alright.
no way
No,
I could say it.
No, you don't know about the breakout.
Oh yeah, see, like yeah.
No, you talked like that's where I separated from the group. I went and broke the werewolf out by myself.
Hmm.
While you
I-
guys were negotiating for her freedom.
Remember he walked in as Jaren?
Yeah.
Joe, you look like you're trying to smoke out of a tube.
I don't think I should do
I
that
am.
then.
Yeah, you guys RP'd it. It was hilarious. I thought it was great because I went in as Jaren. I brought the person
Yep.
out, and then Jaren goes in there. It says release her, and the guard in the place was like,
Okay, yeah, I won't
Because
say
I had
that.
went
I'll
to
just
Jaren to like ask him to, yeah.
sorry, small
Sorry.
bit of retcon. I'll just say that as our guild is specialized in gathering information, I will soon be presenting you the information required to get. While I agree with you, he may have a very important job and has been following your orders. I do believe that him and his family have had alternative means to use their power the entire time they've been in office. I don't believe them the servants of Askelhorn they claim to be, and I soon hope to prove that to you. And I
The
just nod and
Baron,
walk back.
the Baron will stroke his beard a little bit and consider what you've said when he says, "The bailiff has thus far found very little evidence of the plot against me. He's not
Wouldn't
presented
getting rid of
a."
the vampire and the crypts be a big step in that direction? I thought that was kind of linked to the assassination stuff, or is it the other stuff okay, never
Oh
mind.
yeah, I pop up and I
Hey,
It's
look
the
at-
other stuff we saw
I
in
look at
there. I guess.
I look at the Baron and I say, "Yes, my lord." And who was it? Was it not the pillars of the Olympians, the pillars of Olympia that took care of this problem for you?
That's
Were we not the
that's-
ones that?
Those are two different things. The assassination, not at the party, not at the wedding. The first assassination. that
The
you
reason
all-
Like,
he's
it's
down here.
The reason he's hiding, and I thought that the vampire lord was behind it, but I mean, it's kind of meta, but it's like those drow. You remember the drow that kind of like were spiders and shit. And I
Teleported
think
out?
that's kind of the assassins, but I don't know.
So the last time he was on the surface in the upper city, somebody attempted to poison him. They never saw who the assassin was, but they had managed to infiltrate his area and poison his
Drow
food.
poison, right?
What were you gonna say with the Baron? I wanted to hear that.
Drow poison puts you to sleep. This was like midnight tears or something like that, where you have to consume it and then it kills you.
Gotcha.
I want to hear what the Baron was about to say, though. Well, you didn't get to
No
finish.
doubt, man.
So his point is that the bailiff has not caught an assassin. The bailiff has not managed to torture any information out of any of the people that he's caught that's directly related to the assassination attempt. And so if you actually like seek to displace Jaren Bladewalker, you would probably have to solve that mystery for the Baron before he would seriously consider replacing Jaren.
I bow
Or return to
deeply
the
and
surface.
say, "Consider the job done. I will be back, if faster than
So
you
I
would-
have a note
faster than
here.
you would imagine." With
I have a
them.
note here. Sorry to interrupt. From back when I remember we were talking about the assassination, I wrote this shit down. I don't remember it specifically, but I have Baron poison of drow origin in his food.
Okay. Well, it wasn't.
I need to discover who infiltrated his security, and like the dark elves in the Underdark were kind of the first thing that we thought to look at for
Okay.
some reason. Those are the notes I have. I don't know
Well,
what,
that is
so-
true. That is true. It wasn't drow poison, but it was poison that came from the Underdark.
Okay.
Purple.
That's probably why I put that. I don't know, but yeah, and then like it seemed like somebody was able to infiltrate a security team to be able to get close enough to get it.
So that was supposed to be a bit of a clue that it came from the Underdark, yeah.
So we need to maybe look at his security detail. You know, who was like in charge of that shit. Maybe it might be a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like in front of the Baron say any more about
Sorry, yeah, this is all not. I'm not saying this is casual.
Yeah, no,
obviously.
I know. I'm just making it my position clear. I just tell him
Playing
that I'm going to
D&D.
gather the information that's needed to prove this
Mhm.
and start backing away. 'cause I don't wanna-
Unfortunately, it was Jaren. Jaren was in charge of the security detail at the time.
Let's see,
That makes sense.
That makes sense. They're both crooked, dude. I'm telling you, the Blade Walkers suck.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. So does fucking Leo. Anyways, yeah. Okay, cool. I mean,
But,
again, like, fuck, that's awesome. I'm humbled, man. It's great.
Can we get a list of people who are close enough to serve him, who are the ones that touch his food and stuff?
Now, most of them
Get a
don't have
list of
names.
suspects?
Most of them are just random NPCs that have no details whatsoever. So
Yeah, might not be a lead there, but at least I don't know.
Well, I'll ask the Baron. Since we've been helping you and sacrificing our own life here to try to get rid of this vampire, I was wondering if you could help me with gaining access to some libraries in the city. I am a scribe by profession, and been having a little bit of difficulty into getting to some of these libraries.
The Baron says, if you mean the wizard libraries, I have no control over what the individual wizard schools allow and disallow. You'll have to take that up with them.
Okay.
He
A
could show
note
you some of
maybe?
his books, but none of them are really all that interesting.
Or maybe a note saying that maybe could help convince them. Convince them of our words.
Getting a wizard to share his books is like pulling teeth.
Maybe the captain of the city watch will help you get in. I need to investigate your library, sir.
Politically, it would be a bad move to force any of the wizard schools to show you their books. He can't
Here's
really
my
do that
Sherlock
without
Holmes
causing
board
a
game.
difficult political situation.
Fair enough.
If you haven't noticed, the wizards have a lot of political pull in this town.
No, I know.
Right.
I-
Sounds like you're an
I've-
arch-wizard.
I've kind of finished what I needed to say. But as I'm like kind of backing out and walking around, I'll turn around and say, "Oh, and my lord, if you ever have any information gathering needs, need someone investigated, need to know the skinny on any of the groups in town, don't feel shy to send one of your representatives to see us. We're located right beside the museum."
Hmm.
And I'll start leaving.
Indeed, I'll just, like bow again. Thank you again, Aaron. I hope to prove myself even further.
Oh, and I'll
Seeing
stop.
you soon.
And I'll stop one more time and say, and please do
Oh,
tell Dear
Lord, no.
Bucket that I've been thinking of her.
Wait, Mr. Abforth.
I stop and say, yes, my lord.
He's gonna pull out a map.
I'll step up. Ask if I can approach to view the map.
Yes.
I'll step around the bench and I'll walk
Thank
up to the table that he's at, and I'll slide the bench up to the table.
I've recently come into possession of this map, but I've been unable to identify the location. So, if you are an information gatherer, perhaps you could take this copy of the map that I've had made, and he gives you a different sheet of paper that has a sort of sketch of the map. Very accurate, very well-drawn copy, like a forgery almost. And so he gives you that one that you can keep. So, maybe label it as the Baron's map or something like that. Baron's
I'm
map
gonna
of mystery.
Can I just roll like a history right now to see if I can identify it?
Yeah.
Just, like, right offhand. It's probably not gonna happen. But
Your knowledge of geography. Let's see. What can you get?
come on, baby. Oh, 13.
All right. You do not recognize the location on the map.
Look at it very closely. I pull out a magnifying glass and look at some of the geographical features and say,
You want some help?
the map itself does not. I've already rolled. I can't ask for help now. I say the map itself does not look familiar to me now, but we do have deep archives at our guild, and I will go and I will compare it to many different maps, and I will come back and let you know exactly where this map is, the location of this map details.
Want me
Okay.
to take a quick look.
Yeah, you can try it too if you want.
That's
Yeah, actually, I will look back. I'll say, Morkan here is our scribe and resident scholar. Maybe he has a better grasp of the material than I do. And I'll step.
You know, if he had access to the libraries, he'd probably know.
Is that from the Underdark?
The Baron's library is not that good.
No, but I'll take out my cartographer tools to help me.
Like the Baron's willing to show you his books, but they're mostly mundane books of no value.
That's what is this, an investigation?
I used to
It is a history check. Your knowledge
history.
of geography, basically.
Okay. Is that from the Underdark or not?
he doesn't know.
24.
24 is pretty good. You think that this is a map of the East.
It's a
Like,
map
we're
of
in
the.
the east, though, right?
It's a map of the East.
Aren't we in the east?
No, no,
Like
no.
the Desert?
So he's talking about like the Anorak Desert to the east.
Oh shit.
It's far away from here.
Desert adventure?
All right. So
if
there's
we-
no labels on the map. It's just a map, like a visual map. But you do think that it is to the east of here.
If we had a proper
The
map
desert?
of, if we had a proper map of the geography, we might be able to compare it and pinpoint it a little bit more precisely.
It's actually a map of the trade route that goes to that wizard city, the floating wizard city out over the desert.
Oh.
Oh shit.
And
Like,
and
we
it
have,
shows and it shows the trade route that runs through the desert all the way to the far east.
Is there
See?
signs of being of a trade route?
Yeah. Well, that's like once you figure out what the map is, you can kind of figure out what the trade route is through the desert. It shows the
Okay.
best path through the Anorak.
I'll ask the Lord if he has a full map of the region.
Unfortunately, we do not have diplomatic ties to the what's the name of those wizards?
Netheries?
The wizards of Netheril. We do not have political ties with them. They are quite secretive, and they've forbidden most entry into their realm. So we have.
Surely a strong wizard would have maybe a little bit more knowledge, but there's also these cultists that we met down
Razor
south
with
by the
us?
rock.
Are you still out in the hallway, Razor?
I'm with the group. Sorry.
Yeah, there's still these cultists that we met down south by the rock that might be affiliated with that.
When he mentions the Netheries wizards, I'll kind of take a quick glance back at Razor, knowing that he speaks Netheries.
Is there any? Well, I can read it now.
I acknowledge that you're looking at me. So
I mean, I take a real quick glance, like it's just a real like kind of surprise glance.
Is there any indication on that?
There's no writing on the map. It's purely visual.
Okay.
It just shows some terrain, and it has the
Yeah.
line marking the trade route.
So if we
As-
really want to pinpoint it, we'll need a larger map of trade routes.
Ask the
Uh,
Baron what he would like to what the map, what the map's use is, and what he would like to obtain or achieve by the use of the map. Maybe we can assist him.
It's curious that it is a map of the Netheril lands. They are dangerous and powerful wizards, so we probably don't want to encroach on their territory, but I suppose it would be useful to have such a map if we wanted to, or if anybody wanted to cross the desert.
Ask him what he'd be willing to pay a party of adventurers to try to make contact with these wizards and complete this map and make it more detailed and accurate.
I would use caution. The wizards of Netheril have been known to, let's just say they are dangerous to interact with. If you do choose to go there, please do not get us in any hot water with the wizards.
I'll just scratch my chin and say I've been looking for a better means of transportation. I've had my own business with the Netheries. I can play it off as it's just my business and not tied to Askelshorn at all.
Yes, plausible deniability is of the utmost importance. Please, if you can form diplomatic ties with them, then maybe let them know that it's like with official business with Askelshorn, but otherwise keep it rather low-key if you do choose to venture to the Wizards of Netheril.
I nod and say, I've been meaning to obtain an airship. I've been itching to obtain an airship after I saw one flying through the sky long ago, and that's pretty much the only place I can think to find one. So I've been meaning to head that way myself. It's kind of fate, if you would say it, that this map has come from your possession to ours now. So I
Well,
nod and I'll say,
Thank you for your assistance with this. Feel free to keep that copy of the map.
I'll smile and I'll thank him deeply and bow, and I'll step off the stool and I'll slide it back to where this little bench, and I'll slide it back to where it was.
Okay.
I was standing on it so I could read the map.
Yeah. So that's actually pretty useful. It helps him out. Now he knows what his map is, and it helps you out if you want to travel through the desert.
Yeah, that's awesome. I thank him for his time, and I say, I for one am quite exhausted after this. I don't know if anyone mentioned, but there was an evil construct and an ancient vampire lord, as well as a greater basilisk down.
Oh
there,
yeah.
down in the crypts down there. We managed to slay all of the foes except for the vampire.
Mm.
He got away, but I need
He's a
about a week's
coward.
worth. I need about a week's worth of sleep. I smile and say, as I hit my pipe and then walk away.
All right.
Can you go in there real quick?
Why?
Let's go.
It was a
Let's go be captain
Yeah.
of the City Watch.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Baron.
That wasn't your
Maybe
first
I can
meeting.
make-
You were at the wedding.
Yeah, I didn't really talk to him before.
All right.
Maybe I can make all of you guys honorary members of the City Watch, and you might have more access to some places.
As I pass Caresta, I ask him if he knows where the guild cleric is, or if the cleric in town is in at the time.
Well, the Priestess of Soon was only here for the wedding, and she's returning to her people. If you go up to the town, you can find Tiffany Epiphany from Biffany, and she can help you out.
I nod and I say thank you, and I congratulate him on his wedding, on his marriage.
Mm.
And a thought strikes me, and I start digging through my bag, and I'm trying to find a particular thing.
What you think, Antonio? You want to go kill some bandits? and
I
then
must have
take
sold it. I had an item that I was gonna give him, but it's not in my inventory anymore. So I was gonna give him a wedding gift, but it's gone.
How funny if like we go out in this desert and all of a sudden it's just like you enter a world of dark sun. All of a sudden all your magic is illegal.
No, no.
In the future, where the city of Netheril crashes, all magic does not work.
That hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet.
No.
So,
Actually, it
Oh.
screws up all magic in the world.
Borger, you saw that message I put in chat?
Nope.
What?
Last time you were in the desert, you got left for dead.
No, I'm talking about in D&D stuff chat.
Oh, the one with the bitch. Yeah.
What?
Playing with you. Yeah.
Whoa, calm down, calm down. Just want to let you guys know, I'm here for you guys. Let's play some fucking D&D. Let's do it, because
I was thinking back to the better me when I started calling bitches so heavily.
just saying, just let you guys know that was happening.
Playing with
That was
these nuts.
That was a thing.
Oh, that was an actual text message from you?
That was I'm blue.
They're both blue. You're light blue?
She's like the dark gray, whatever. Anyways,
Is that the married one?
no, she's not
Okay.
married.
Well,
She's a
why don't you-
teacher.
Well, it's 11:30.
Oh,
It's midnight. Tell that bitch to come over. What are you doing, dude?
I'm trying to play
appreciate
D&D
the
with
thought.
you guys.
That's
Just
so
let you guys know that.
salvageable.
But
The last message I said playing with you, like, alright, come on over.
yeah,
I've been
like,
messaging
why-
her.
That's it.
I've been messaging her. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Get her
It's
over
simple.
here.
Alright,
Fuck
come
us.
on over. That's
Fuck
all you
us, bro.
say.
So I'll let you guys know.
And then when
I'm
she gets
working
here,
on
like, I'm sorry for being such a nerd, but I fucking love D&D. You know,
No,
I
she-
thought
that's
you
what she
wanted to play
likes.
D&D.
She likes that I'm a fucking nerd.
Well, tell her that the game just finished. She can come over anytime she wants to.
Absolutely, man.
We give you shit for not being in the same room, not for not getting laid. Come
Yeah,
on,
dude.
Like,
Well,
get that booty tang, bro.
Like, I'll
What are you
make fun of
doing?
you for wanting to play D&D all week and then, like, doing laundry and shit while we're playing.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
you know,
That's
like,
what we make fun of. We don't make fun of you.
That's
for
just
not
all fun and
being
games,
laid.
bro.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
We still haven't played D&D. Let's go, man.
I mean,
Come
we'll
on.
wrap it up, bro. Like,
Let's
this,
go.
It's midnight. It's time
I wanna-
for a game.
I mean,
I
it's
wanna
about
go
stopping time
upstairs.
anyways, man. Like,
I want to get to the fort. I want to do shit.
why
Like,
don't you
I'm
tell
not that
girl to come
tired.
over?
If you guys got time, I could still play.
Probably. Man, just trying to get Joe laid, man.
I'm actually washing sheets right now, so like it's kind of funny that she messaged me.
I want to fold clothes.
Good
like,
timing.
Joe can go on a hiatus.
Well, what else
No,
are we
I'm
gonna
saying
do?
I can't have her come over just yet because I still have the sheets in the wash.
God, I'm rolling a lot of 20s right now. My luck is so hot.
Don't be scared, Joe. You just fucking tell her to come over, man. Fuck all that shit. Who cares about fucking sheets in the wash and shit? Like she just said she wants to play with you. Like, come the fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry if I'm being like too forward with that kind of shit, but that text seemed to me pretty
Yeah,
pretty
Joe,
obvious what the meaning of
Joe,
that
Joe,
text
I'm just telling
is.
you right now.
And
If
there's
you'd have told
only
her to
one
come over,
answer to that
if you'd have
text.
told her to
And
come over, you would have a woman's mouth wrapped around your penis right now.
bro, fuck
I'm
D&D,
just
like
saying,
Nope.
calm down. I'm taking it
I don't want to
slow.
hear any bullshit excuses, bro. Just go do it.
Taking it slow. She said she wants to play with you, like in
I
quotation
gotta play
marks.
this slow.
She
This is
asked
why
to come
she
over, and you're like,
she
nah, I'm
wants to
playing
come
D&D.
over because I'm taking it slow.
Sorry, the table's full.
Just God, man, it's like such a train wreck, and she's still trying, bro. Come on, man. Like,
You need to send her a text that says, you can't join our table, but you can get under mine.
Yes, there you go.
there you go.
There's no room at
That's
the table,
beautiful.
but there's plenty under it.
I love that. Oh, that's exactly. Man,
See,
if I was
Ninja,
like,
I knew
if that
Ninja
girl
was
said to me that shit, she had my testosterone going, that's the shit I'd be saying, dude. No doubt. Like,
I would have done
Oh.
less. That
but it would have
second
been
that
over
message
with.
came
All
in,
like, yeah, I don't know,
the
man. I'd be
second
like,
that can I Uber and play with you? I would have already said something
Yeah.
along the lines of "play with me" in quotation marks, and then I'd have been like, guys, I just want you to know I love you, but fuck it, I'm out.
yeah, bro. Like D&D's here all the time, man.
You can control. Here's my character sheet. Control abs forth. Don't
We're
give a
about to
kill.
go to the
Bye.
fort and do like, downtime shit, man. You can do that.
What I want to do. That's
You can
Yeah,
do
what I
that
want to do.
whenever you want, man.
did you see
Not
my
when
conversation?
pussy's trying to.
There are some things that are more important than D&D, Joe.
Yeah, man. Just trying to help you out, man. Give you some confidence here, bro. But she's just like throwing it at you, man. It's just come on over, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah,
with.
but did you see my conversation?
No.
Let me see.
Savage.
That one hoe.
Okay, guys, where are we at?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if we're wrapping up D&D, Chris, we have to take care of one detail. So you have to save the game at your end,
Sure,
because I can't save the game at my
I
end.
mean,
I'm
I
fine
don't know.
continuing if everybody wants to.
Me too,
She
but
is
like
not
we
here. First of all,
need. I'm trying to get
I will
Joe
play up
through
until
this
the point.
like bullshit
I just don't-
excuse spear, man. Come on, dude.
Look,
Yeah, I just don't
Look,
want Joe
guys,
to like
guys,
throw
even
away a
if,
good opportunity.
even if Joe go bang a girl over there, doesn't mean that.
I'm not gonna
Hey,
be your
Delivered.
excuse to not get
So,
some pussy, dude.
Joe,
Like
here's the
I'm
only
out of here.
stipulation.
Fuck D&D. I'm gonna hack everybody's computer. Like,
Here's the only stipulation: you need to leave your webcam on and bring her into the room so we can all judge you on your choices. All right? And your
yes.
preferences.
Yeah.
I want to know if
We need
that's
to
the
know what
Gordita
she
girl.
looks like before we make this all-in commitment for you. Okay?
Mhm.
how
That's
about I
fair.
just post a picture of her real quick?
I guess that would work, but pictures can be lying. You know, pictures can,
Well,
can
I
really,
mean,
really be.
Like we'll keep playing D&D. You need to go handle that, and then you can play what you missed.
No, she needs to go handle that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did you save the game, Chris?
let's stay for the game. I thought we were going to Askelhorn. God damn it! I'm not done. I
Yeah.
want to play D&D.
You gotta
anything.
you gotta click games, and then you click save and load, and then at the
That's where
top there's a
Bill
green
gets
button that
good.
says save game, and then it has a dialog box that pops up. You just need to give it a name and hit save.
Getting laid changes my perspective on like everything.
Yeah, there's very
You
little
know,
that is
it's-
more important than that.
It's very instinctive, just as a fucking Homo sapien.
As
So-
a homosexual.
So that's the most important step
I've
right
been
there.
waiting for fucking 2 weeks to get back to Askelhorn so I can get my fucking gloves and my boots and
Not that
do some
important.
downtime.
I mean, you hear yourself right now, right, Joe? Like, imagine me saying some shit like that. Imagine the shit you be giving me.
Look,
I don't
we can
even need to
fucking
make
iron
it
this shit
bigger. I
out.
can tell from the little thumbnail that's a yes. That's an obvious.
Well, just get it done, and then 2 minutes later, come back.
There you go.
There you go.
God, I love Ninja.
So
Nah,
Man,
he's
the
gonna fall asleep
fucking
now.
goat.
Ninja just found the solution, man.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So he has a minute and a half to cool down before getting back.
you guys.
Oh no! I didn't think it. Wow.
Didn't think it could get more savage than that, huh?
I didn't. No, I
That
thought that was
great,
it.
bro. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Professor with the timing, bro.
I should probably end the stream. This shouldn't be on stream.
That was comedic gold right there. All of
Wow. Can't believe I missed it.
it. It was. Yeah, you did miss it.